Hello! Oh. Stream Elements had a stroke. The birds happened so quickly that Stream Elements had a stroke. It's funny. Thank you, Blues Crew 3124, for the set of 50 gifted memberships. Welcome everyone to Mikado Monday. There's a black void behind me. It's fine. It's just a green screen. It's cool. Anyway, we're going to be taking a look at our model of the K37 for... Oh my god, I didn't turn on my lights. It's fine. I had nothing going on before this, I promise. It's fine. Anyway, we're going to be taking a look at our model of the K37 for Century of Steam. As always, links down in the description below, and note that this stream supports me directly, not Studio 346, but it allows us to take a look at and enjoy the fun that is this thing, while I otherwise get to work on it and all that. So we're going to be taking a look at that in just a quick second here, but I see we have one of the top chat from RedGray99. Can't wait. Fireman, 19 months. Can't wait for Amherst this weekend. Hope to see you there. Keep up the great work. You should come find me. Come hand me. Come say hello. I've got my thing. I see that Catch Me Outside has sent another set of birds, but OBS is not caught up yet. So the birds are coming for you. It's fine. Anyway, while we're waiting for Catch Me Outside's set of birds, there it is. Thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. That sort of stuff, very much appreciated, of course. From the co-founder of the NERU, which, spoilers, by the way, gonna be great to see you this coming weekend, and I will be hanging out a good bit of my time at Amherst at the New England Railroad Uniform booth. So it's gonna be a good bit of fun. Gonna be great to see you. Coffee thought this morning, if the Titanic turned 10 seconds sooner, one of my favorite movies never would have happened. Potentially. Might have maybe more 30 seconds sooner, but who knows. But an interesting thing to ponder. Colton's Taylor, fireman at 36 months. I just realized I've been a member for 3 years. Where did that time go? It's fake. We know this to be true. Thank you. Tristan Bentz, hello Heis. Under the white designation, the GG1 is a Challenger locomotive, so the Penzies did have the world's fastest Challenger locomotive. What speed are the GG1s capable of? I'm curious. I don't know what the deal is there. Anyway. Joey the Cat, Brakeman 26 months, Lionel teased Polar Large Lad. I don't want to know. I have not looked at the calendar yet. It'll be fine. Dat Guy Miller. Hey, Heis, here's the last $5 in my checking account, but don't worry. I have plenty in my savings I can transfer anyway. I'm very excited for this. Thank you. We're getting into it in just a little bit. Cork Qatar. Brakeman 36 months, 3 years. OT. When it gets dark, look at the sky. Aurora. Yes. I don't know if we can see it this far south. But we've gotten good ones in Colorado since, so a lot of people are saying 100 to 110 mile an hour. I don't know. I feel like the steam locomotive Challenger could probably go that fast if it really wanted to. Be interesting. We should restore GG1, restore the 3985, and test that. Anyway, mainline through the Rockies. Brakeman 37 months. Hi, been a while. Gotta show up for the big K. Gotta. Required. Dylan Trent, engineer 9 months. What whistle will 20 be wearing during the heist charter? Her normal whistle or one of my 2 whistles? She will wear either the Rio Grande 5 or the single note that is on her presently. We'll have to kind of see what Jeff and Dusty feel like, but she's going to be up for the 6 days in a row of charters and such, and my charter will be the last day. So she's probably going to be wearing whatever she wears for the last runs of things with how well that single note's doing. I would bet it's going to be the Rio Grande 5, but we'll see. It will not be one of my whistles, that's for sure. I gave Jeff crap about it, and we joked about it a little bit, but I respect his position. We're not gonna do that. That's why the 82's wearing the ACL 6. So, anyway, good question. Jordan Freeman, you coming to Chattanooga, Tennessee this year? I have no idea. Thank you, though. Blackbird Gaming, engineer 43 months. Hey, Blackbird. Did the RGS have? Did they? No one will ever know. Did you send the rest of the message somewhere? No. Okay. The RGS. Did the RGS have? They must have halved something, I guess. Velton Fighter. Hey people, hey Heis, greetings from Brazil. Are we going to see maintenance systems for steam locos like boiler washouts in the game? Century Steam is focused on being a train crew experience. So maintenance stuff, not so much. You'll take it to the shop and you'll have to have those sorts of things performed, but you're not going to do them just because we have to limit the scope somewhere. So, hope that makes sense. Good question. 94 Chevy. To whoever left the freezers open in the Midwest, I hope you left your conductor and brakeman behind. It's fucking cold here. Believe it. Train Artisan, welcome to the brakeman. Cork, Qatar, CO, and Portugal, similar latitude, Portugal, San Aurora. Okay. Oh, Colorado and okay. I will have to go out and look when the sun sets here. So, anyway, I'm going to jump into Discord. We are in the Studio 346 development Discord. There's a couple of fellow devs in there. I don't know if they're going to want to say anything or not, but let's take a look. at the model here and where it sits, because unsurprisingly, I've done a lot to it since you last saw it. So last time we were working on the pilot deck casting, which is quite the bit of engineering on this locomotive. Specifically this, when you look at it as all one piece. And there were many questions, and you got to see one of the age-old Century of Steam debates of how do we do this? What's the proper way? What's the proper deal? Does it match the drawing? Does it match the picture? Etc. Anyway, if I remove the toolbox, you can see things a little bit more clearly, but we've got the slots cut out, which these I couldn't see because of the toolbox in any of my pictures, and I actually worked a day at the museum last week and found, oh yeah, no, those slots are there, and so are those. And one of the other fun, annoying things that I dealt with was I had pictures of these holes, but they were torched out by some drunk chimp from Burnham rather than as per the drawing or anything, and so I went as per the drawing rather than going full chimp mode, because that seemed only proper. But what are you gonna do? At least 491s were done by somebody who was rather inebriated at the time. But anyways, got that front casting done, added the little gussets and everything, and the fillets and all that to the Bissell post. Added all the hardware that holds the frame to that front deck casting. Added the hardware and side plates of the deck plate. And then as we scroll underneath, we can see, okay, the lead truck is now further done. The journal box and the lead truck's done. The suspension for the lead truck's there. The casting for when you roll your K over is there. And I got as far as actually extruding out the tang of the lead truck to where its pivot point is, but there's a whole bunch of crap that plays in the frame right there that I just have yet to get the courage to get into, because the brake cylinders, the transverse equalizer, the sword equalizer, and this pivot point are all co-located right there. Yes, the dolphin bar. So there's a lot of stuff right there that is hard to photograph, which is nice in that it means that if I get it wrong, it's not terrible. But it's kind of daunting, and I didn't want to think about it quite yet, so I got there, and we'll fuss about that at another time. But the rest of the lead truck, it's casting, its heart link, got done, and that's actually a key bit and an interesting education piece for you guys, which is half the reason of doing this, right? Is not just to show the way that things are 3D modeled, but also to explain how they work. This is what the underside of the K37 lead truck looks like. You've got the Bissell post, which is a sliding giant steel post right there, that runs all the way down to the bottom side of the lead truck. It has this cast plate under it, and then there's the heart link that looks like an upside down heart right there, with the point to it. I don't know exactly why it's called the heart link. I guess the way it's bolted in, it does look like an upside down heart. But anyway, as the axle slides over, it will pull and rotate this heart link in the Bissell post before it raises anything up. And inside the Bissell post is where the sword equalizer is tied in to the number one driver. And so that's actually how you inform everything that goes on in the frame behind you and tell things what to do as the lead truck pivots, which is really cool. And it's neat to model. And are you ever going to see that? I don't know. But I did model it because I thought it was important, A, for the education piece, but B, also in the event that you flip your Mikado over, you want to be able to see that. And I've got some more faces that are hidden there that I need to clean up. There's lots of geometry to clean up in this entire model still, but it's fine. Also, the coupler pocket, the cut lever, the flag holders. I revised the boiler braces, gave them hardware, and then actually modeled them as they were built, because they clamp onto that front edge to some extent there. Cylinder cock linkage brought in, started, and then I added the cylinder cocks on the backside, and they're very funny on the K37 in that they don't have an outlet hole. They just have the slot that the actual tapered bit runs through, and you can see how the cylinder cock works. When they're held open like this, you can see you're on the large part, and then when you move the linkage and push things out and all that, then you get onto this lower part, and it lets the valve drop down and close. So really simple, fun piece of machinery there, but there they be. On the cylinders, including other changes to the saddle, all the hardware for the jacket, the door that was not quite right before, the support for the snifter, the inspection ports, and then the additional inspection ports all modeled, the branch pipes, and their jacketing trimmed back to where the jacket gets trimmed back to, with the connection for the drifting throttle. The big Ks have a second throttle that ties in, at least the 36s and the 37s. I think the 27s and the 28s also have this. I'm not 100% certain yet. But rather than having a 10-inch diameter giant plug, and slugging the cylinders with a crap ton of steam and everything, these engines have what's called a drifting throttle, which is originally plumbed from the turret, which the end of that plumbing to be done. I only got the front of it, but the thought is you have a little 1-inch valve, 1-inch pipe valve that is just off the turret, so it's saturated. It's not superheated steam. If you need to make a really small, precise movement, you can kick this open, and then that will give you a little bit less. It's called the drifting throttle because typically what you'd do is you'd hook the gear slightly in reverse and just kick the drifting throttle wide open, and it was enough steam coming in, being injected right before the valve, that 1-inch line rather than a 10-inch diameter hole would be enough to keep the locomotive slowing down on a big hill so you didn't wear out the driver brake shoes. And so you can see, oh hey, it's plumbed off of a T right underneath the smoke box. It comes from a line that runs under the jacket, goes down. That's what that pipe is. And then it goes down and ties in there and gets distributed to the branch pipes. So that got done. We adjusted the running board profile. The running board profile is currently mirrored, and it will be until I'm kind of happy with hardware and how stuff's set up. But the running boards are corrected, at least at the front for the fireman's side, as is the positioning of some of the main res piping there. The top of the main res and got bracketed, the line and everything, and then I added the J-bolt bracketing hardware for all of the jacket all the way down, because that was kind of a visual little cue. Also, Wings and Strings, Tom, fellow developer who originally started this model, when I was struggling to deal with the casting the way it is. This casting, the geometry is just an utter pain. And I had a couple attempts at it, and I probably would have gotten it. It just would have taken a lot of time. Tom ended up going through and remaking the stack for me and sent that to me. So I've got that, which is nice, along with the hardware that holds the petticoat up added, flag box gone through and adjusted. Lots of things. I've been busy this week, okay? All the hardware on the headlight shelf and everything that holds everything up, and finishing the end of the actual headlight step, at least on that end. I know I need to finish the other end still, but there are several different ones because I've seen, and I see Top Chat, so I understand. We'll get to you in a minute. I want to finish my encapsulating here while I can. This is not just 491. This is kind of 491's appearance, but things like 93 and 97, they mounted the step differently because of the plows. So we have those modeled. We have different front grabs, which she talked about last time as well. So yes, it's going to look mostly like 91 most of the way through, but a lot of the stuff is going to be for each of the different 37s, and so we'll get to that as we do. But yeah, smoke box plugs, brackets to hold the steps, just a million little things. The air compressor exhaust line, the steam exhaust from the compressor after it goes through twice, goes through, and it runs around the front and then is plumbed into the front of the saddle. Because of course it is. And that's why the air compressor on particularly, usually coal burning and wood burning engines, they do this. Sometimes with oil burners, they'll do it. Sometimes they don't. Lots of fun little things there. But that's how they plumbed it on the 37, and that's all set up and finished there. So lots of those fun things. The check valves. Check valves are new. Totally went through and did that. Tom decided that they wanted to go through and do the injector, so this is still the temporary monitor injector that Tom had brought in, just to kind of get the vibe and the placement and all that. That was something modeled by our lead modeler, Daniel Gollery. Tom is working on the actual Nathan number 9s that will go there in the place of these. And so I said, well, hey, I'll do the other end at least. And so I whipped up the check valves yesterday, and those were fun and kind of a key piece in terms of the view when you look at something in the 3/4 view that I wanted to get done. Earlier today, before stream, I went through and got the sander lines plumbed in. The old plugged positions where manual sand was, and then the manual sand handle, which used to stir things around previously before air sand, which the K37s always had air sand, but recall the C41, which the boiler and domes and smoke box were taken from, went back to 1902 and did not necessarily have those things. So added the plugs, added those things in, added the stir stick, and then I added the air sand lines, which also come through the jacket. Come up through the jacket, and there are 2 sand valves in the cab. One we call the Chama sand, which is all 4 sanders, fronts and the middles. And then as well, just single sanders, which only supply the lead. And you can tell which one's which by the upper pipe here. Tease, goes in, drops down, okay, goes to the sand, goes to the trap that then forces the sand out with air pressure there. The Chama sand comes through the lower pipe, T, goes through, goes into the rear set, and then it goes through a one-way check valve that looks like a T right there, and means that, okay, it's one way, you can only send air that way. If you pipe in air from the other side, you don't get it. So that way you can get all of the sand versus just leading sand. I didn't finish the bottom because I haven't found in my several thousand K37 pictures. I haven't found exactly how the bottoms line out. I'd found enough to find where the unions were for the bottom half of the lines, but I haven't found yet where everything else is. And so I at least modeled the stupidity that is, hey, on the front set, they went inside the frame, and on the rear set, they went outside the frame, because of course they did. Got that far, but then exactly how it comes up and dumps ahead of the wheels is still to do. So sanders aren't quite done, but got a lot of the upper look of that finished today. As well, I hid the base of the bell, because the base of the bell is actually underneath the boiler jacketing. And then I added the anti-rollover bar, and then as well the diesel air ringer connection. In the late era of these Ks, they have a diesel style air ringer inside the bell that moves the clapper rather than a swinging ringer, which generally works better and is what pretty much all the Ks have at this point. I will model both styles, but for now I was like, hey, I have pictures of exactly how this works. I'm gonna have to go look up a bunch of pictures for the swinging style rather than the diesel style. So there's that. But anyway, got that all set up. I added, this is the dumbest little thing, But it was like one of those things that cropped up in my head, and it bugged the absolute heck out of me until I did it. I added the handrails and then the hardware that holds the steam dome lid on. It just felt totally naked without it, which is kind of weird, but it's funny. It's like the rest of the silhouette, so there, but that little detail was just eating at me, so I went through and I said I was going to focus on the front, and then I started kind of focusing on a lot of the silhouette fun top details today and yesterday. So, and then most recently today, I was doing the auxiliary turret, because there is the primary turret, which doesn't exist whatsoever, and then there's the auxiliary turret that has the safeties on it. Just going through and getting that set up, and it's a fun little casting, and I had to adjust the safeties to be the right size because they're a larger size than honestly they have any right to be, because this thing was overbuilt because Baldwin didn't know what they were doing in 1902 when they made the boiler. But anyway, and I started on the monkey tail, but I did not finish making the shut-off valve for the monkey tail there. That was right before stream when I had another engagement that I was dealing with at the time. But lots, as you can see, lots and lots and lots and lots of little things done so far. And lots and lots and lots and lots of more things to go. I'm going to set up a poll on what you guys would like to see me work on for stream for the next little bit. And we'll kind of figure it out from there. And Lordy, yeah, I'll be reading top chats while we do that, because I see that there's many of them and I have not touched them, I'm aware. So let me make a poll real quick. What next? Question mark. Let's see. All right, that should be, there's 4 different options there, and it will be up to you guys exactly which we take a look at next, whether it be the Steel Pilot Plow, which is going to be a customization thing, because some of these engines had Steel Pilots, some of them had special Steel Pilot plows as well, which have a different design than the plow we've already got modeled. So we'll kind of see what's going on there. Potentially as well, the other options are more of the upper details, which is what I was recently working on, which would be nice to finish. But if I don't, then not the end of the world. More stuff on the turret, the aux turret, the whistle support, the turret itself, some of that plumbing, and then there's anything of the cab, because the cab is very temp, and we've not really done shit to it. Otherwise, you can see where the back faces are. It is an outer skin of there's a cab. So there's the thing. And then running gear stuff. A lot of the running gears there. It was funny. I streamed, and then the world famous Jeff Taylor was like, "You don't have an eccentric crank on your model yet." And I was like, "Well, I do. It's just clocked differently because timing it for the valve gear versus then building the connecting rods, everything's kind of separate and will be conjoined at a later time." We don't have a radius rod yet. The valve crosshead, the crosshead itself, all that stuff needs to kind of be updated and is not yet nearly there. So there's a lot more that we can do there, or we could continue with other random things. But it looks like, man, everyone wants to see the back end of things so far. But anyway, 122 votes, 263 viewers. Poll, answer the poll, see what you'd like to do, and we'll go from there. I've got to grab these top chats I see that our researcher Zach has joined us as well.
Hello.
You're the first one to speak because Jake has disappeared. But yes.
Am I the first one to speak?
Yeah, Tristan hasn't said anything. He's just
sit here.
He's just making sure I don't say anything about stuff, things, and words.
I'm just the liability department.
Gotta make sure I don't fuck up. That's fine. Okay, let's see. Where did we start or leave off in the top chats? From Trainacat. Don't think my first went through. Still haven't gotten back about the stop sign. Please do soon. Info and Discord DMs. Also used ES&D bar in rap contest. Love that. I've gotten your DM. I need to think on it a little bit more. I'll shoot you a message. Thank you. NC Pilot, will we at least have to do day-to-day maintenance on our steam locomotive and rolling stock? The general approach that we're trying to do is what you'd experience as the train crew, and it's dependent on difficulty. Because we want this game to be approachable and fun for people who are not uber nerds, who just want to watch the train run in the pretty landscape, but also for the people who are uber nerds who want to get a simulation of what it's like to be the engineer. And we're trying to right-size that without making it a digital job, which we've talked about that a lot, and that brings up an interesting thing with this kind of engine versus an engine like 20. The older a locomotive is and the smaller it is, the more things the engineer manually lubricates with a long neck oil can. So he's going to go through and drip oil on everything. Stevenson gear, like I've gone through and I've tried to count, and I lose count every time because it's so many things. On 20, you tend to oil something like 30 or 35 things per side of the engine when you go through and you oil as you're stopped. On 491, it's about 7 because she's bigger, she's more modern, she has more things that are lubricated by a mechanical lubricator, and 2, she has more things that are taken care of by soft greases and hard grease that don't necessarily matter for smaller bearings or don't work for smaller bearings. So you're really lubricating a very small amount of things. And so to me, that kind of difference is important to understand, but I don't want to make you memorize all 35 things to oil on the 20 or a small engine like the 20, because that doesn't feel fair and it makes it a digital job, and that's kind of stupid. But on an engine like 91, I want it to feel like you're oiling less. So the day-to-day, in-the-moment maintenance stuff like that is going to be what you experience as the engineer, and it's going to tie into those things. It's going to be a smaller scope of things than anything crazy big, because we have to stop the scopes somewhere, right? I would love to make full mechanical sim and do the whole thing and make you hostile the engine, and that would be super fun, but that would take another 10 years to do, and that doesn't make any lick of sense. So
if it was a game that had one engine and a dozen cars, I could see that happening.
Totally.
Obviously, we're not doing a game with 100 engines and 1,000 cars, but we're aiming for a game with like 2 to 4 engines and maybe a couple dozen cars. Nice little middle ground. Something that gives you something to chew on, but isn't so overwhelming that without multiplayer, you have to surrender control of the train to the computer.
Right. Which, if we're expecting you to go through that, oh, well, shoot, this locomotive's now ruined because I didn't oil, the 60th of, 70 bearings that it's trying to keep track of. Like, that sort of stuff doesn't make any sense. So we want to show the differences and give you the lived experience, but not make it a job at the same time. So some of that stuff will be there, but in probably a different way than what it is physically, because we want to make it a game and make it fun. So From Benstein347, Breakman23, you teased cursed options last stream. Can we see? We can look through. Space! We can look through at least one of the alternate history options. I don't know if I'm ready to show the one that pains me the most, that is historically correct, but not necessarily an era. But We'll get there. Remind me of this, and we'll do it in a minute here when I get through top chats. Millbrook Railroad, Brakeman, 29 months. The RGS had fewer derailments than the Millbrook. I doubt that. The RGS has killed more people than you've had derailments, if I had to guess. But I know you have a lot of derailments. So, hope you're doing well, buddy. Trainmaster 4014, Mini Dono. I'm foaming Amtrak 5 right now as UP leading. Very fun. Thank you. Appreciate that. WUT 2006. What's up, Heis? I'm lucky to be around Denver in late April, early May, so I might be able to stop by and see the choo-choos. Please do. Please enjoy. You probably won't see me because I am in Europe at that time of year on not train business for the first time in God knows how long. It's going to be lovely. So, anyway, but please stop in and see the choo-choos. Super Blue Hedgehog, a Brakeman, 25 months. What time is it? Mikado time. Yes. Mercenary Bird 7. Good username. Welcome to the Fireman. Thank you. 94 Chevy. Here's an idea for gameplay making the trailing trick suspension really realistic. Oh, Lord. I did have to laugh. I did the first stream last week, and Jeff literally asked me later in the week at the museum, so are you gonna make a Berkshire an option? And I was like, oh. I mean, it would be funny. It would be funny, but no. I literally don't think it's physically possible when all the details go in. Right now, when there's no ash pan and no none of that other stuff, oh, it'd be so easy to squeeze another axle back there. But you start adding the everything else and the everything.
What
else
if you
takes up a lot of
simply
space.
gave her a better ash pan?
That would involve her having approximately 6 inches less height of boiler at the back, which one does not simply do. So, anyway.
Well, you know, if
What do you mean?
ever
Just
had
completely
to...
redesign the boiler, too. Make it more modern.
Exactly.
What if it was more like a K-36?
What if it was just a K-36? Oh, damn this thing.
We're here to document the crimes of the Grand, not hide them from the ICC.
Well said, Wings and Strings.
Yep.
Yes. So, anyway. Why he citizen, I think? Sorry. Brakeman, 3 months. Found an old framed picture of 20. It needs your signature. If you're going to be where I'm going to be at some point in the future, by all means, I will sign it. I try to remember to be equipped with a Sharpie at all times when I'm doing train stuff at this point, because it's bizarre to think about, but I'm like, oh, people want my autograph. So,
Have we gotten the cardboard standee for the museum shop yet?
we have not. We should, but anyway. Jordan Freeman, 166. Just an FYI about the 71,000 Duke of Gloucester is back in Steam after its boiler overhaul was completed last year. It's a steamer with Caprati valve gear, Kyle Chap exhaust, and 3 cylinders.
I think it's Kill Chap.
Kill Chap?
Yeah, that's
Cool.
the weird Porta bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I thought the Porta thing was always the Lempor, but okay. Kill Chap is a different, right? Cool.
It's an evolution of the Lempor.
When
I
I get back to doing YouTube videos for Realsies in my low effort January, and we do Torp News, I'll have to include that. Thank you.
Fun fact about Caprati valve gear, real quick, while we're on the topic. There is a 3-foot. Jersey might correct me on this, but
Jersey Mike makes sandwiches.
there is a 3-foot gauge. I think it was a Mikado from Colombia that had Caprati.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Columbia, and it had Caprati. It is the weirdest thing in the world.
It's cool
cool.
as hell.
It's cool, but wasn't it only on one side too, or something? No. Oh.
Caprati on one side, Stevenson on the other, confused utterly.
Sounds like something the Pennsylvania Railroad
None-steam
might
engine
do,
left
but
Caprati.
They would do
yeah.
I am seeing
None Berkshire left Caprati.
people are telling me that I'm quiet, and it makes me mad, and so I'm adjust your sound now, everyone, because I'm gonna unadjust what Windows Sounds has done.
while you're adjusting that, we went on a deep dive of Colombian Steam late one night, and their shit could make an entire episode of like Crazy Railroads of History. They had mountains on 3-foot gauge that were built by Porter.
Hey, I should
thought
be
it
a
was
lot
Texas.
louder now.
Oh,
You
yes.
sound
Say
a
it.
lot better, yeah.
I am no
Yeah, you sound
longer
better
at
here, too.
randomly 62% volume input because Windows is a thing. Screams.
What was that, Jersey?
What did I do? Oh, well, I thought it was a Texas that Porter built. Wasn't it a
No,
meter
it was
gauge
a
Texas?
mountain.
And those were the biggest. No.
it
The
was a
mountains were
3-foot
Baldwins.
gauge mountain.
The 3-foot gauge mountains were all Baldwins.
Baldwin.
No.
Yeah. No, there's a documentary out there. It was meter gauge Texases, and those are the biggest engines that Porter ever built.
Yes,
Period.
those are the biggest engines that Porter ever built. Those were for...
You know,
God,
we'll take it to divorce court after the
We'll
stream.
take it to divorce court after, yeah.
10-4. Continuing through the top chats, Jordan Freeman, I believe you have a trip to the UK this year. I certainly would like to. I don't have anything scheduled on the books, but I would love to go over to the UK to go film at some point. But it's not presently actually planned, but it might be at some point. So we'll see. Solaris, Long Hauler Rail Fan. Hey guys, I broke the rag timer last week. He said he wouldn't do it, and well, hee 500, hee 500, hee 500 more. So I pushed the button, and Casey and the Promised Land Express is holding in the station in Spain tonight. Ding ding. Great. I'm glad that you broke the angry man himself. I will boom engineer 43 months. G'day, g'day. Good to see you. The Sexy Mantis fireman. 3 years. Wow, 3 years. It's been amazing. And chat jumped. What else is new? It's been an Lightning Ride. That model looks amazing. Can't wait to see it animated. So far, it has a bell that rings. The rest of it, TBD. But it is.
Does that replace the old bell, or is that like a duplicate of the old bell?
This is a duplicate of the old bell that has the. I specifically went through and noted it separately as the modern bell, because this is the bell that has the diesel air ringer that I was talking about earlier. Which I have reference for. I do not have reference for the pushrod, stupid, annoying bell ringer that they were built with, because I remembered looking through pictures in 490, the as-built picture of 490, which the as-built 37s are just pretty if you've not seen them. But you can tell that she has the anti-rollover bars, and then she has the piston style, stupid piston cam air ringer that doesn't work as built. So we'll need both of those, but as customizations, you can pick the bell ringer that works, that goes ding, 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 or the one that you open a valve and it maybe goes ding, 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 and swings the bell. So will we make it obnoxious? Maybe. We'll see. But also,
should the diesel ringer actually swing the bell, or is that going to be static?
it doesn't. It's static, yeah.
Okay.
But you can still pull the cord, and that's a whole other fun thing that we're going to have to now figure out, but that's okay. I'm sure there's a way. Also, I don't know. What color is the jacket, anyone? Anyone tell me?
It depends.
Seems pretty
Light gray.
It is.
It's gray in the picture.
image.
It's gray in the
gray in
picture.
the
It's gray in the picture, and
It has
according
to be gray.
It's
according,
definitely
wrong.
lighter than the black of the cab and
according
domes.
to Andrew Brandon, it actually should be gray, but
Yeah, it was like it was an imitation Russia iron dark gray is what they use.
Oh.
the green spec from the DNRG, I think, DNRGW starts in 1937. This image was taken 1928. So
Oh, this would have been fresh out the shop.
yeah, this is fresh. This is 490, like as built, as fresh as can be.
That's cool. I don't think I've seen that picture before.
It's a great picture. Jersey pulled it up and posted it in our chat earlier. But 490 is the weird one that has the radiator piping under the cab, and so her air tank looks bald as fuck. Which will be an option because 490 had it. So,
I mean, that's just pipes. So that's not the worst thing.
It is not the worst thing. Thankfully, most of the things are there, and I know we're still going to talk customizations in a minute, but yeah, it's a very cool picture. They're
for the
very
record, chat, I
engines,
proved
really.
Jersey wrong.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. They built the same 482s that Baldwin did.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah.
From CS Railway Society, conductor 43 months. Hi, Justin. Ask me about my ding-a-ling. Yes. Let it be known that I referenced this specific individual in the Studio 346 work server when I added the anti-rollover bars to the bell.
I think that's for a different streaming site.
the ding-a-ling, yeah. We don't need to ask Justin about his ding-a-ling, but Justin is the reason that a certain locomotive had its bell unsit from its taper and fly off of a rather high place because he was doing backflips with the bell to piss off management. And I alluded to that when I added the anti-rollover bars to save, Justin isms from happening. And we both had a good giggle about that. So, anyway, good to see you, my friend. Treewalker 93, Engineer 19 months. Don't listen to Chevy. The game doesn't need that toxicity. Also, how much of the engine is expected to be interactive? Just the controls, or will every valve modeled do the thing? Toolbox is actually used for storage. Not every valve's going to be interactable because to some extent it becomes a why the fuck are you making XYZ valve interactable? Again, as we talked about earlier, it's based on the user experience as the engineer, the fireman, or as the train crew. Some stuff that are shutoffs, that are little things like the seasonal air compressor exhaust heat for the mechanical lubricator.
Or like starter valves, things that only hostlers are going to be dealing with instead of over the road.
Blower drain.
Things you don't touch on the road don't need to be made interactable, because that is so much more things that, one, are unique per locomotive, different per locomotive, way more effort on our end, way more time on our end, which is time that you guys don't get to spend playing the game. And also, at the same time, are things that really aren't a big deal that also make the game think harder, which means that the frame rate goes down. It would be super cool to truly do like a DCS level, everything of the train is train. But that is not what we're trying to do. If you want to be able to play with multiple locomotives and play with multiple people and have it be performant, you have to forget the fact that the turret shutoff valve needs to be interactable. Because you forget that it doesn't matter. The injector gets turned on at the start of the day, and you forget that valve exists until the end of the day.
But I need my locomotive cab to be a crisp 75 degrees year-round, and I need to be able to control that.
If it was one locomotive, one player, total nerdy sim, 100%, that sort of stuff would make sense. But for us, that's not what we're going for, because I think there's a lot more to be said for having the amount of jurisdiction and power amongst the railroad as a whole to own and create and do what you want to do, but still have the personal touch and love and experience with the locomotive. Like, right? Like, it's not, oh, I'm the peon that gets shit on by management. You get to have the decisions and get to do the things you'd like to do as a railroad on a whole. And it gets to be totally your control, but you're not just at a zillion feet in the air. You're also getting to be boots on the ground, working with the engine, but not working with the engine so much that you're like, oh shit, where the fuck is this valve on this to shut this off? That's the right sizing.
Between something like this and something like DCS in terms of concept is the fact that you can conceivably start a plane from cold and dark, complete a mission, return, land, shut down in like 2 hours. That's a pretty decent play session. For a steam locomotive, that would take like 4 hours just for the cold and dark.
Right.
And
And that would not be kind to the boiler either.
Yeah.
Yeah, even turning on all the shutoff valves that are present in like Smokebox's 19th century stuff, like it's really cool that all works, but it becomes this like tedium ritual that you have to get through every time you boot up the game just to play it. And it's better to just streamline that and go, okay, your hostlers have your engine hot and ready like a Little Caesar's pizza. Let's get out on the main.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
there's a reason that it is a separate job for a hostler and an engineer as opposed to just pilot.
Yeah, we're not making you... we want you to have jurisdiction over the railroad and what the railroad does and its choices and the way you build the track and all this stuff. But that doesn't mean we want you to have so much jurisdiction that you are also the... like lowest level apprentice screening fucking sand in the sand house. That was the lowest job on the railroad back in the day. Hey, go screen the sand so that none of the wet big shit gets into the dome. Like, yeah, there's a point when it becomes too much. So
there's another aspect of it where all of the aircraft for DCS almost completely are built by individual third-party devs
for a reason
and sold as separate products. Yeah,
totally.
We're just one dev house.
So, good question. I hope that helps answer some stuff. I mean, we've said pretty much the gist of that in different ways previously before, but I know not everyone watches every video or watches all of every video, and so that's part of the fun of these streams too. Continue on with the top chats. Catch me outside. Query on locos with booster engines. Does the booster remain mechanically attached to the wheels once it's up to speed? It seems to me that would cause horrible wear given the smaller size and thus higher RPM. They have a mechanical... It's not truly like a clutch like you'd expect a clutch, but they have a mechanism to drop out after a certain speed, yes. Good question. I didn't realize that until I was walking around the 2716. So
really?
It's very cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, otherwise the engine would be doing a gazillion mile an hour and it would explode. Yeah. So, yeah, locomotive's capable of doing 80
passively,
and you're thinking of the little engine that is geared down to provide more torque, running on a smaller wheel than the driver's. Like, okay, the engine itself at 80 miles an hour is doing like 400 RPM. That little booster engine would be doing 1200, and yes, the pistons would leave the chat. So, after a speed of about, I want to say it's like 25 mile an hour, they've got a mechanism that cuts it out. Or
that's cool.
There is a mechanism that the train crew can utilize to cut it out. I don't remember exactly what it is, whether it's a lever or what it is, but yeah. Necessary to cut out on something like, I don't know, a GS, which can do 115 demonstrably via video. That's how you spaghetti the booster engine. So, good question. One true nub, Fireman 31 months. How is it possible I've been a member for nearly 3 years? Time's fake, my friend. Yes, it is. You start school on the 10th of February for automotive. Hope everything's been well with you. It has been. Thank you. Solaris, hey guys, how many locomotives will be in the game at release? How many we get done when it's released? We have an initial list of what we're hoping is going to be included, but we're keeping that internal until we get really, 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 really close to launch, because there's all kinds of logistical, obnoxious things that go into implementing a locomotive. So enjoy the ones that you've seen for now. And know that there are plenty more that are in work, and there will be more that will be added after launch. Yeah, the exact number, TBD.
Yeah, the list itself is designed to where we're looking at use cases of things and a general spread of the overall history for launch. We could always backfill after that, but the main thing we need to know is just like, what is the deliverable that makes for a sufficient progression and ensures, like, I have this weird operating application where, like, I have this track condition, this weight of rail, this amount of tonnage that has to go over. I prefer to fire this way. is there a locomotive to cover that? So we're more focused on we're less focused on is every single possible builder representation here for this use case versus are there at least some to cover it and then others to cover other use cases like fast freight, big passenger, light duty, heavy duty, early steam, mid steam, late steam, diesel. We want to make sure we have stuff that is covering the full gamut and we can always backfill after launch.
Totally. That's very well said.
Have something for everything rather than have everything for some things.
Yeah, you won't be stuck with the smallest of the small or the biggest of the big and unable to feed it. There will be enough things. Will it be your favorite thing? That's all TBD. But we'll
maybe
post...
perhaps eventually trademark.
Hopefully.
Who knows?
We will be, when we're close to launch. We'll have a video that is like, hey, these are the engines that we're starting with at launch. But that's only going to be when they're completed and ready to go and in game and happy, because the amount of stuff on the back end that goes into that is significant. So
having to learn how to run and fire all the engines that we do have planned will, in and of itself, be a ton of content to play with and learn. So it's the difference between a game that has 50 locomotives and they all just pull the lever and it goes versus however many we were going to have at launch, and you have to learn the quirks of all of them for both running and firing with multiple fuel states. There's going to be a ton to be there.
Right.
So.
And every locomotive is going to be slightly different in terms of itself. Yes, you bought the same class of thing and it's brand new, but they still are designed to be slightly different, and we've got some fun mechanics
and even
in
then,
there to make them all feel personal. Put it that
even
way.
if they are designed to be the same, even if they're built to the exact same drawing, exact same spec,
they're different.
They're going to be put together a little bit differently, just because that's however many humans in the same shop trying to put together the same thing.
Yep. So when you get a locomotive and you buy it and you're running it for the first time in the game, it's going to be its own unique thing, and that's the hope, and that's why we're trying to make the focus be the train crew experience. So all good questions, all good conversation. Okay. Catching up. Brooks Moses Brakeman, 2 years. 2 years here. Time is fake indeed. Yes, it is. Good to see you. Skata73, love seeing the dedication to the level detail in the game's dev. Will any of the engines be modeled with cab curtains for snowy weather? We need to technologically think about cab curtains, because I am not sure how we could render them performantly that would look good, because that's not something we've broached yet.
It's also something where survival conditions of is thermal stuff of not having the curtains open or not is not really a thing.
Right.
It
doesn't matter for the sake of gameplay, but for the looks, engines like these Ks and all the Rio Grande engines were equipped with them, so it would be appropriate to have them. But is there a performant way for them to exist that looks good? We haven't looked into yet. We will look into it, and we very well might find out that, oh no, it eats up 10 FPS for the curtains existing, and it's going to be a no-go. So, at the worst case, I could see them being modeled statically wrapped up against the back of the cab on such a...
That would be my thought. Yeah.
But to some degree, they'll exist. Will they be totally a thing? It's one of those things of, is that worth the performance cost of them then existing as they truly do? Because again, do you want to be able to have 4 Mikados slogging it up the grade with a ridiculous train on a 4% that you laid? Or is it, you and your friends doing that? Or is it just you and one engine? It's different. So anyway, good question. Corey Gibson, this is your reminder show to the cursed. Apparently it's going to take us forever to get through the top chat, so I guess we will sate the folks and take a look. Tom, where do I find all of the things in this file to do the thing from the south?
What thing from the south?
The a thing from a Pacific of southernness.
I mean, you're gonna want to set the smoke box to a cast front. You're gonna want to.
Okay, so I have to do different handrails, right? Because all these things live in different places.
Yeah. So that you're gonna want to set to.
Yeah, SP, front grabs.
Yep.
There you go. Which means we have to turn off the handlin lanterns.
Yep.
and
And
then
then,
we have-
also.
Turn off the front handrails there. It already looks so silly.
Then turn off the
honestly
front
looks
step.
rad, but yeah.
It
Yeah.
it looks weird.
Front step off.
Yep.
You'll also need
Front
as well.
step. Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
God, it's
smoke box and the doors and the
Dogs
dogs
off.
all to cast.
smoke box
God.
door hinges off. Smoke box flat off. Let's see. Cast smoke box front. Look, it's a K36. Everyone, just kidding. Not quite. But then we have to turn
And
off
then number plate to nothing.
to nothing. Okay, no number plate, no spot plate. Yeah, all of a sudden it looks like a very different locomotive. Yeah.
And then you're gonna want the cast dogs, the cast hinges.
Casts, hinges, cast.
You should be able to search up there.
Yeah. Dogs round cast. There we go. Yep.
Which I have actual SP dogs to send to you that aren't here anymore, so that'll be another thing I can just send over.
I've seen, and I think I don't know if you tempt them. I don't think there's a setup for it, but
And then you'll want to hide all of that headlight in the headlight shelf, and then bring the low headlight in. The pile 14
oh,
inch cast should
there
be-
is a low headlight. Okay, that was what I was
Yeah.
wondering. Okay,
Yeah, because the 14-inch pile, which I think is what these normally got,
yeah,
that's up top. And then... So just go ahead and hide all of those and hide the headlight shelf.
okay. Hey, look, it's naked. Is it this one?
Why are all of you still looking, pervs?
Yeah, that one's still up there.
Look for... Oh, well, that one you might need to move down, but
Oh,
go ahead and find the... You're going to want to look for your headlight shelves. I believe they're near the bottom.
Probably standard parts from Dan. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh no. Psychic damage is becoming. Oh, but it's also really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
fine.
do you have train boards yet?
I don't know. No, train box. I don't
Oh,
have.
train
No, I don't
boards.
have boards. No.
Okay.
We'll get those at some point.
And then, yeah, just get the 14-inch cast headlight and move it down.
Yeah, that one. I was gonna say, and then just well,
Emotional damage.
that pretty much.
Go ahead and grab all of them.
Hey, look, everybody! It's not the 19. It is not the 19.
And then just move it probably forward a little because I think it's clipping into the thing.
Oh, it might be. It might not be actually. Yeah.
Well, it should be further forward though.
Yeah. Probably,
I think
totally.
the reflector's clipping into the shelf a bit.
It went too far down. I snapped it to a vertex that was not happy, but yeah, I mean it would look nicer being further forward anyway. So there you go. Look at what they did to my K37.
They improved it.
It's a Baldwin 90-ton Mikado. It is A number 1 is gonna ride this shit to Portland. Yeah. So this is not the most painful.
We dual gauged the main all the way across the fucking country. Cry about it.
This is a choice. It's a thing. It is genuinely cool, and that's part of the thing is how do you make locomotives that were built by one railroad for one railroad like, how do you make it more personal and all that sort of stuff? And unfortunately, this is how.
I mean, this is just also a reminder that, like, we're offering customization options of what multiple railroads could have done, and what one of those multiple railroads within our scope are the Ferrocarriles Nacionales de Mexico, which had center headlights.
Viva!
With big 18-inch sunbeam headlights centered as standard. But also, like, that was not the only railroad to do it. There was also, I think the Eureka, Nevada had one that had a centered headlight. The Nevada County number 5 for a brief period had a, I think, centered truck headlight on the former Carson and Tahoe Lumber and Fluming engine, the Tahoe. So, like, Glenbrook's sister, for a brief period, had a centered headlight. The more you know. But yeah, it's something where, like, even the Nevada, California, Oregon tenders have the center headlight option. They also have, like, the forward high option, which they didn't normally get. Which for this, there will probably also be, like, a high option on top of the boiler, or on top of the smoke box, because there's room for that, similar to, like, an Ace Broadtop style. Like, these are small things that, for locomotives that were only built or used by one railroad, give them a lot of additional customization, especially for late or modern engine designs. Like, changing the face is a big way to get a lot of mileage out of it on very little additional texture space.
Totally. Well said.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of the headlight being that low.
Is Tristan here, real quick?
Yeah.
What is the button for the thing?
Check the commit message.
I believe it's X.
Good first step.
If you could read, but you know, I read.
Sorry, I chose to be an asshole by default, and that's on me. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hi,
I
we're,
tricked you into thinking F-13 was a thing one time.
No.
Hey, you. That was a moment of weakness.
Oh man.
And
Oh
Genuinely.
man.
Oh,
This is lore I did not know. That is
I was
delightful.
not aware of this.
Well done,
I-
Jacob.
I said it expecting him to catch it immediately. And
Don't
then he
forget
was
your,
just silent
don't
for
forget
like
your
a solid
handlers.
45 seconds.
What's the hotkey for this? Oh, it's Alt F4.
Exactly. It's fine. There's the hand lens. I am missing the little grab iron that goes on the right side of the headlight shelf. Where does
Does it not go on both sides? Is it just on one?
It's only on the one side. There it is. Hey, look, it's called pilot beam bracket too. That's why I
Yeah,
couldn't find it.
might want to rename stuff. I know some of my nomenclature, and that
No
was pretty
worries.
bad.
No, so is mine. You get into the
Oh.
vibe of just like modeling stuff, and then you forget. Yeah. Headlight shelf. It's a grab iron. Yeah. Anyway, hey, look, it's back to being vaguely 491, and the psychic damage has been undone. But it is
I
cool,
don't
and,
think it's been
changing the
undone.
face, changing. Oh no, it hasn't, because we're missing the front bit of the thing. Where
Yeah, you also need your front bit of that, and also your front grabs, which you
Yeah.
could do 491, you could do 490, you could do 493, or
Oh, true.
I think 497.
Also, to address the Mexican allegations in chat, that was not NDAM, that was SP. NDAM would have an 18-inch
It would have
headlight, not a
goggles.
18-inch
14.
headlight, yeah.
sunbeam, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 490 with her frowny face. There's 91 with her perfect braces. There's 93 being, and then 96 being, and then 97 also being, yeah. So yeah, you'll be able, we will offer standard customization of this locomotive. Like, hey, do you want the 491? Here it is.
Yeah, if you want to model any of the individual 37s, that's a goal, is to be
Right.
able to...
So
to,
that
you know, find the
you can
things
get
that
there,
let you do
which
that.
which isn't possible with every class engine because of the way that they be. But for engines like this, where they're so well documented, they survived for so long, there were so few of them, and they had so many obvious kind of differences. You know, that's fun and easy to do. So
I mean, it's not even necessarily many. It's like tender patches, hungry boards, and then front grabs,
right.
and like step placement, which we already have the front grabs and the step placement. So we've already got like basically half of the stuff that accounts for major differences, 490 notwithstanding, because
Right.
490 is the only one that had the radiator pipes under the cab.
Yep, because of course. But fun fact, it's only on the fireman's side. On the engineer's side, they're along the res.
Oh, what?
What?
Have you not noticed this
Those
before?
Drunk bastards.
Jersey, grab a picture
What?
on the
What did I do?
engineer's side of the 490, please, for the class.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. So, it's fine. It's fine. The poll ends with running gear at 31%.
Here you go.
So,
VC text.
yep,
Why?
there's your psychic damage.
Was it?
They put the radiator piping, and I've confirmed pictures from the same era, by the way. Like,
I was
knowing
gonna
for
say,
sure.
did you confirm with pictures from like the same year?
They had done the radiator piping in front of the res on only the engineer's side, but it was underneath the cab on the fireman's side, because all of the rest of the brake piping comes back underneath the engineer's side. So there wasn't really space to do it. But yeah.
Was 490 the only one that had A1 brake schedule, or were there others?
They
that
were
had it?
all built with A1, and then they got 6ET like 5 years in. Yep. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm really
Oh,
stoked to do that.
I forgot they were built with A1. Oh, fuck.
Because dies of death.
Oh. Do we have pictures of the stand?
I mean, the stand is the easy
From-
part.
Well,
Yeah, we already have all of those components. It's just
but
arranging
where they
them.
were positioned in the cab is what I meant.
Oh, I'm sure it's like exactly the same spot.
Yeah, I would just put it where the automatic for 6ET would be.
And,
I'm
and
trying to think of-
if you're the sadist that gets A1 on the K37, I mean, you know, it's fine.
I'm trying to
Would that
think
have come with like an S3
Oh,
independent or
no.
something? Or...
Look at the fucking
would it have been an
blowdown!
S3A?
Look at the fucking
Wait.
blowdown linkage on this thing. Why?
Wait,
Why? Why would you
What?
do this?
hold
Lizard.
on. Why is it hooked? Wait,
It's just
what?
spaghetti. Somebody touch my spaghetti. Oh my god.
It's like a Dr. Seuss ass fucking contraption.
Oh my god. The Denver and Rio Grande Western, just pinnacle of locomotive everything, apparently.
I'm trying to think about what it would be like to run 491 with an S3 independent. And I don't know if I like that.
The best part
don't
about
like
running
that.
91, other than her throttle being amazing, the best part about running her is that you get 6ET, because the little
Right.
engines don't have it. 6ET is God's brake schedule. At Casey, wherever you are out there, 6ET
What does
is
she
God's
think?
brake schedule. She knows this. She's aware. No, she's in agreement. I'm
Okay,
just preaching to
okay,
the choir
okay,
that I figured
good.
I would reach out and do it. So
I thought she had a wrong opinion.
no, she will tell you as the first human that 6ET is, you know, God's brake schedule, and it really is. A1 is just shitty 6ET. So
Yeah.
anyway. Okay. We've shown the cursed. Thank you, Corey. There's still a gazillion top chats, so I'm going to try and get through them. And maybe we'll do some 3D. This is why I spent most of the week 3D modeling, knowing that I would not do any 3D modeling on the stream. So, anyway. Because, honest to God, in the time we've been streaming, we've been live for 75 minutes. I had done so much shit earlier. I mean, God, I got the auxiliary turret looking proper in about 15 minutes earlier, and resized the safeties to be proper, and started the monkey tail valve in 15 minutes. So it's amazing what interacting with all you lovely folks in the public will do, which is a good thing to have. Like, that's the whole point. The discourse is great, and that's why we're doing the streams. But it's also why, oh yeah, the modeling happens in between chapters a lot as well, because something needs to get done.
I almost pressed a soundboard button and then I remembered we were live. And it was probably not a good idea to push that button.
It's fine. Matt Houston, conductor 2 years. While this makes my days a bit better, I might be getting fired, and this will certainly help take my mind off from being suspended from the schedule. Damn, dude. I am sorry to hear that. I hope your day is better, and I hope you're not getting fired. If you do get fired, do not feel bad about removing membership. Like, take care of you first, please. Steam Power, got a chance to email the peoples at Huckleberry. I have not. I need to. It's not anywhere near the front of my... unfortunately, Huckleberry things are like halfway back the train in my brain with everything going on with 20 this. Amherst is next weekend. I'm going to Amherst. Say hi if you're out there. Everything else. It was my girlfriend's birthday this past Friday. So, there have been
I didn't know.
about 1,500 other things that have been occupying the front of my cerebral cortex. So,
Tell her happy birthday.
I will pass that on. Thank you. It was lovely. We enjoyed her birthday. I think she enjoyed it, but I know I enjoyed it. It was very fun. We celebrated a couple days. It was good. Friends, just the two of us. Fine dining, which is a time. Yeah. Anyway, I had lobster for the first time. It was very good. I was quite surprised. Anyway, Dismal Swamp 611, conductor 22 months. Both of 3985 sight glasses have been reinstalled. The future looks challenging. Challenging. Yes. I saw the post on Facebook, and I can't remember if I added it to my Torp list or not. When I get back to making videos next month. But damn, yeah, it's exciting. They're doing a lot of good work out there. Solaris, unfortunately, Spain had a bad toilet train derailment that involved 2 of their trains. Sad face Bell praying. A bad toilet train? I'm not sure what you mean there. But derailment's never good. So, sorry to hear. Damien's Armory, 3014, Brakeman 12 months, 100%, make it annoying. We only want to make the game so annoying, and, I mean, trust me, it'll be plenty annoying on the hardest difficulty if you're playing anyways, with all the things turned on. If you're running and firing an engine, you guys have watched me. You guys have watched me blow up a locomotive on camera because I forgot that I was firing while running and all this stuff and dealing with all the things. So, maybe if you're removing the piece to camera bit, it gets a little easier, but damn, it can be tough to do all the things if you really want to do stuff that way. So, fear not. Cross the Bayon, yo, Heist, how things doing? Good. Thank you. Patrick McNeely, hey guys, bought a postcard of H&NY Railroad locomotive because it looked cursed. I believe it was called the Hackensack. What were they smoking? I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what they're smoking. I don't know exactly what it is. But, yeah. Thank you, Tristan. I can do those things.
Thank you.
Virtual Railfan Productions, Fireman 42 months. Howdy Heist, been playing My Winter Car a lot lately, which, like, real life, the NPCs don't know how to drive in the snow. It's only, realistic. Sunny Simpleton, hello Heist, this is Guys. Hello guys, this is Heist. Thank you. Timerman 765, you turned 21 yesterday, you don't feel different. You just went to pawn shops and got a handgun ammo for the first time for range day. It's so awesome. Happy birthday. Belated, my good friend, and awesome. Yeah, that's always good stuff. Yeah, you can purchase boozy things and also shooty things of the small variety. It's true. So hope that was good, and always stay safe out there. Jordan Freeman, do you think Bigfoot's real or is it Brett in a suit? Well, it can't be Brett in a suit because I have bigger feet than Brett does. Which will make you question geometry for a bit there, but it is a factual statement. So, what are you going to do? William Adams, good to see you, my friend. Conductor, 24 months. Some non-cursed Australian Mikados await you in TCVC. All 3 main gauges are represented. Enjoy. Oh boy. Well, we can take a look. We can take a look at some of the Australian Mikados, a la William Adams. Oh my God, you posted many pictures, did you not? Huh. Featuring the HVAC duct for this branch pipe jacket. Okay. And a weirdly Germanic cab. And man, they really painted this thing for the builder's photo, huh? That looks pretty nice. The 59, I mean, 59s being extremely American for Australian things. Although seeing the front end throttle on the left-hand side does...
Yeah, that's a little bit...
That does dial up tone my brain real fast.
It looks fine. I mean, it's just different sitting position.
Well, yeah, but it's just lizard brain wrong, Tom. It does look fine, of course. And actually, I mean, this thing looks... the 59s are just a really big K36, honestly. With the way that the trailing truck sits, and then looking at the domes, and then the top checks for the injector. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's a good looking engine. Something is not happy about angles in this image. But neat. And good look. I heard you like smoke deflectors. I heard you didn't like working on locomotives around the front end. Oh, that's funny. Thank you for sharing those images, William, as always. I try and take a look at everything you send me, and you send me lots of things, but I usually get to it one day or another at some point, so thank you. Old Tech Man! Engineer 1 year. Time's fake, bro. Yep. When's the next Chirp news coming back out? You sent a story back in December about new home, but I live in 40. Was wondering when that would come out. I've been, quote unquote, taking a break this January. And then at the end of the year, it was pretty burnt out and all that stuff. So, probably next month. And it'll be a lot, hey, this whole episode is old news catch-up kind of thing. But yeah, then I'll try and be weekly with it coming from there on. So, but yeah, thankfully I've not been inundated with messages for twerp news since I've been doing that. So anyway, but yeah, next month. Iron Train, you got your hands on a 1970 Rivarossi SB cab forward. You're working on making it DCC sound. Still pending your brain cells are getting in line. Understand that. Got it running after 4 hours and after 2 of where are my grounds? The tender duct. Yeah, that would do it. Those older models are a joy. There's a reason. I was very happy that it was preempted that Dusty's friend Jimmy from the COG installed a SN3 stick of flex track on his test bench, knowing that I would be calling upon him, which was nice. But it's also nice that I have friends who understand brass model everything. So I'll be sending Jimmy plenty of business when the layout build begins, which should be hopefully next month after all the 20 excursion stuff and Amherst and all the stuff. So yeah. Anyway, Brandon Bomer, first time in this Century of Steam stream, so here's some money. Thank you, appreciate that. Again, this stream supports me. It does not support Century Steam and Studio 346 directly, but it means that I can work on some Studio 346 things and engage on behalf of Studio 346, while also helping support myself, so everyone wins.
Yep.
So.
If you would like to support the game directly, the link to our Patreon at patreon.com/Studio346 is in the description, so Correct. Divide and conquer.
Mark using the term work quite liberally here. I've been here this whole stream. I saw how many things you've modeled.
There's management for you. I'm still going through top points, Tristan. What would you like me to do? Would you like me to ignore the people that are...
You keep doing what you're doing. I'm only making comments.
I think what you need is the Group B rally person in the passenger seat reading the top chats while you work.
Samir, you have to listen to my calls.
Samir, you need to listen to my top chats.
That is one, a good reference. Two, also very true.
Samir,
if one of
Samir, you're wrecking the economy.
If one of you has the desire to do that, by all means, please take over.
I'm busy doing math for Tristan, so
you're working. I know Tyler and Zach are probably not.
Look, man, look, me and Goose can be Statler and Waldorf here.
Yeah,
right?
we can
read them and heckle
absolutely
them.
Statler and Waldorf.
professional peanut gallery.
It's
Okay.
fine.
So
Let's see, where were we?
we were at Logan Jones.
Logan Jones is the
3
next one.
years. How's timber firing coming along? It will be there.
We have taken a lot of reference images in terms of how wood firing stuff's gonna work. We got one of our researchers went out and actually fired with the gentleman and filmed several videos with gentlemen at Golden Spike. It was super kind of them to open up their shop and facilities to us to come in and take a look. So we have got good references for it, but it is so similar to coal in so many ways, but then so utterly different that it really deserves its own dedicated entire everything. So we haven't done it because I have not swung my hyper focus onto it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the main thing
So-
is like wood is it burns through a lot faster and also at a slightly lower heat, but like that means that it's quicker to ignite and you can recover faster. It's just your maximum thermal
Right.
output is lower.
The big
biggest
thing of it
thing-
is the Tetris of it, and that's the thing
Yeah.
that is programmatically the hardest, where it is the game of you need as much fuel mass and thickness as you can get put into the firebox. But with wood being, it's lengths of thing rather than small nuggets of mass or whatever, it means that you really need to be pitching stuff in. But doing it specifically, right? And so we've been trying to determine a way to make it honor the idea of, yes, you need to Tetris and build the fire properly inside the firebox based on the geometry and the wood and the size of wood you have, but also not be a performance hog. Again, this is something where, hey, if it was a one-person, one locomotive, one sim game like DCS, okay, we would simulate the physics of the fucking logs going into the fire, and that would be a thing. And that would be the most accurate, and then you could get airflow characteristics based off that and all that. But that doesn't work in a multiplayer game. It doesn't work in a multiple locomotive game. And, there's 600 pieces of wood in the fire. You don't want to be keeping track of all those assets.
Don't do that.
Literally,
please
don't do
not,
that.
the
So
wood.
we're trying to right size and figure out exactly how we can get the experience, and we've workshopped it a little bit to get the experience and make it feel different from coal, make it replicate the madness that is, oh shit, we gotta put the wood in the hole right now, because that's kind of the game of wood burning, but without being so programmatically intensive that it is, oh my god, we're keeping track of all 600 pieces of wood that have gone in the fire, etc.
Yeah, it's probably got to be more like Connect 4 and not Katamari.
Yeah.
Well said.
The advantage that we have in that regard is that wood that was deliberately cut to be fuel tends
Was
to
in,
be
like,
all
4 foot
around the
lengths,
same
yeah.
size.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can cheat away some of the question there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Train Artisan pitched in $5 and asked, what would 497 look like? I'm curious. It would essentially be this, but with a different front grab and a different headlight step placement, I believe. Like
Yeah,
there weren't
we have
terribly too many
those.
differences.
We have those modeled.
While you're doing that,
CS
we can
Railway
move on.
Society 345 sends $5 and says, "You'll know what I mean by this. Will engines have personalities, good, decent, bad? Steamer, for example." That is a question that we are intentionally staying mum about.
Well said. They're
Yeah.
don't worry, Justin. Your desires will be placated, but exactly the way they be.
That is the Krabby Patty secret formula for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Here is
Nerdochronic
97 in
1001.
terms of grabs and headlight step rather than 91. Obviously, in later years she had a steel pilot instead. That's different, but early 97 would look like this.
Nerdochronic 1001 throws in $2 and says, "Why am I a brakeman? Explain this, please." If you didn't select it yourself, someone probably gifted you a membership through the stream. So
that
That
does
was
in
the
fact
active
happen,
for
so-
a month.
Yeah.
Provided you don't get gifted another one or renew it on your own.
There are some
Damien-
people who have been members for years without purchasing. So
Damien's Armory 3014 sends $5 Canadian and says, "Hello, Heist. 1 year for me. Time flies. Anyway, glad to say I passed my power engineering course and hoping to get on with the local museum on a steamer.
excellent.
Best of luck with that."
Well done. Yeah.
I Will Boom sends 5 Aussie Buckaroo Bonsais and says, "I kind of vibe with the no headlight look." We've, I think, shown engines without headlights before.
We think you're
Was it
wrong,
Oahu Railway
but
111 didn't have one for a bit when it was on the deadline, so we represented that in one of our customization bids.
I remember that,
I
yeah.
don't know
It-
if that makes sense as a customization thing, but I understand why he says that because his dad's not scared of the dark. Quote.
It's also something that like we have done on multiple things, so
Right.
it's just like, in the data table of headlights, you just have an option that doesn't spawn a mesh and say none.
That does take
It-
me back to 2014, getting 491 running again, brain, which is mildly entertaining. But anyway.
I would add to that, it's not that we're afraid of the dark, it's that we're afraid of the bison in the middle of the track in the dark.
Oh, we're not afraid of those. Those just go splat.
We're also not making ground beef a feature in the game. It's a little too macabre.
Ground beef
Once
simulator
again,
be
we're
a
not
little
doing
It's
deep dive in
downright
state lettering.
macabre.
macabre.
So does that mean air beef is in scope then? Is that still on the table?
Lines.
I
for
wouldn't
the plain
expect it to be
simper.
on the table as far as...
Oh, you're right, on the ceiling. Sorry.
Yeah.
Catch Me Outside sends $5 and says, "Looking at these headlights, will we be able to use multiple at the same time, provided they don't clip into each other?"
That's
Like
a question.
multiple headlights on the front end at one time? No. You pick one.
It is.
That
It is. This is one of those things that we have to wrestle with as a company because it is technically within scope and within era and within prototype for one of the K28s to wear a fake box headlight and have an actual functioning Pile National
Oh, that's
headlight
right. They did
on
do
the
that.
front
oh,
step.
they did.
They did do,
Fuck.
but that is the thing of you don't want to open that Pandora's box because again it gets into the performance and all of the things. That was something the Rio Grande did. There is a picture, Jersey, go find it, of a K28
That was
wearing
it was a curse.
two
yeah,
headlights.
It's a curse half measure for a filming prop.
Because
It's not standard revenue
the
service.
ICC did not agree with the filming prop as the actual headlight, and so they just took its actual headlight and put it on the front step, and then they put a prop headlight up, and it's one of those things that you just go, God damn it, Rio Grande, and that is a thing that we consider as devs and go, should we do this? And if we do it for this one option, but then we're giving the player agency over what they do, but then why is it just this one instead of everything? And then we can't afford to do everything because we're only
Additionally,
human,
with
It's also
that,
something where like
would
we've
the
seen
Dynamo
another.
have the power to run both at once.
I mean, maybe dim, but the other thing is like we've seen another piece of media have 2 headlight brackets on the front of an engine, and it just looks like AI slop.
pretty much. Hey, look,
Crimes
I
on
have
the
finally
page.
found.
Solaris-
I have finally found reference for the things I was looking for. Anyways, continue on.
Solaris Long Hauler Railfan sends $4.99 and asks, when will we expect hand pump carts and speeders? Just as a heads up for questions like these, we ask that these streams not be a question of like, oh, when will X or Y equipment be in, or when are you doing this?
There should be no new information given on these streams. That's the idea. The thought is, hey, these streams are a way that we can also answer and clarify stuff we've already said. So no, you're not going to get a release date here. You're not going to get a release date for a video here. So when something, no, etc. So hope.
This isn't to immediately like come across as like we're not doing this to be hostile or shut down conversation. It's literally just like we have our internal list, as we said, of what we want to do for launch, and we will divulge that list as the things on it get done, because there are already a couple of things in the catalog that like we need to talk about, because like as a project exists for multiple years and possibly people and staff have other obligations they then go on to do. Like there are pieces of equipment that change hands, like this, for example. I started this a while ago. Mark picked it up with the intent of finishing it, and like things that it involves staffing changes and what have you can get messy like that. And it's our job as a company not to set expectations for things too early to where something beyond our control or scheduling or general just anticipation can modify or require modification.
We would hate to
Additional
promise something
factor.
that can't then exist for some reason that is impossible to explain in a public way.
Yeah, because then people will just say, "Oh, you lied to us. You promised this thing, and then you rug pull it, and pitchforks
Exactly.
come out." We understand that there is a lot of hype around this, and we want to manage that responsibly.
Exactly.
Additional factor in that is we have things in catalog that we may not be able to find reference for, at least not good enough to bring the model to our standard. And that's a big component of it.
Right, it's like we could say, oh, this locomotive existed, and oh, these were really popular, or these were iconic, or this was my personal touchstone, or this I feel is the most important. But like every individual person is going to have a different list like that. Where our list comes from is basically the aggregate of people with game progression sense, people with historical knowledge, people with operating knowledge, coming together and saying what gives a reasonable spread of, the progression of locomotive design and what locomotives were available, and give a good amount of different use cases, give a good amount of builders representation, give a good amount of regional representation. And that's going to look different to every individual person, and so everyone's going to be strongly opinionated about, oh, this thing should be here, why don't you have it? And the answer to that is simply, we cannot do everything, and we have to very carefully curate this list. Because if you think of a thing you want to make as an engine you put on a fridge magnet and put on the fridge, it's very easy from the design standpoint and the historical standpoint and the like what would make for a fun progression standpoint to put a bunch of fridge magnets on the fridge, but actually taking those off the fridge and turning it into a completed model is significantly more time intensive and labor intensive. And so you don't want to make a situation where the people defining the scope are not the ones actually implementing the scope, where the level of difficulty between those two is so staggeringly different.
Budget? We don't need no stinking budget.
Yeah, I think that's about as good of an answer as we could conceivably give for that question.
Yeah, so like as far as the original question, like when will we see handcar speeders, like if we make a handcar or a speeder, we will let you know when it is ready to go in.
I am back. I see we're still on the handcar and speeder discussion. Sorry, I had to pee really
I still can't
bad.
find the picture of the twin headlight K.
We'll go back to it when you find it. It's okay, Rocky. You go when you feel like it.
Don't bully me. I'm slow.
I know we posted that picture in the Discord before, but
I've been looking for it. I looked up movie, 2 headlights, headlight, pilot. I'm 478. Am I just gonna run through all of them? Like,
it's one of the
Yeah,
Ks.
my tab just crashed, so I lost access to part of the chat.
It's okay.
If
I've
someone else
got
still
it
has
up.
access to the ones between Rutger and Lamberson, when you get to Rutger, I can pick it back up. But if someone else, can
94
yeah.
Chevy. Heiss's
Yeah,
Mind
that's
Melts?
the next
Yeah.
one. Heiss's Mind Melts and Other Stories, narrated by Mark Huber. That was sent during the SP-isms.
Yeah, that tracks. Thank you, 94 Chevy.
$5 from the Real Hoopties of Genesee County. That is an incredible name.
Nice.
60T is God's break schedule belongs on a t-shirt or bumper sticker. Where's Leighton?
Somebody at Leighton. Send
Yeah,
Leighton a
that's-
snippet of this stream. This snippet
that's
right
just
now.
going to result in Leighton adding Joe, so you might as well just add Joe.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. Damn it,
Yeah.
Joe. Damn it, Joe. I didn't need to buy a K37.
Joe has also given us the wonderful beauty of cry. What was it? Diesels to Silverton. Cry about it.
Cry
Foam,
about
and
it, Foamer,
now.
the features now. Yeah.
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 That's art.
Joe Wakeman is 1, a lovely human, 2, qualified
Yes.
fireman on the Durango and Silverton, 3, half of your art department here at heistrains.com alongside Tom. And Joe is just delightful, but I'm just...
Along with the Studio 346 website designer and
Yes.
continuing.
I am mostly just angry at Joe because I now own an FN3 K37 because of Joe. So
An amazing and good thing.
You're
For-
welcome. Suffer.
Non-financial reasons,
Pretty
but I mean,
much.
other than that, it's great.
hey, could we get some more top chats? Just kidding.
Hellhound Railways 1601, member for 10 months. Hi Heist, my 22nd birthday was back on the 16th of this month. For my birthday, me and my boyfriend watched the 3/4 show about 20 in the snow. Best birthday. Hell yeah.
Love that. Thank you so much.
I
I'm
found
glad
it.
that I could be a part of it.
Oh yeah, happy birthday! But I found it. VC text.
He found it.
I found it.
The image. The
Yep,
goblin.
that is-
Yeah.
Soiled it.
Yeah.
The
Soiled it.
worst part is that it's not even centered on the pilot. It's directly in front of the pump.
They literally just put together an bracket to make it legal. Yeah. Prop headlight. Real headlight.
It's the fucking Ace
Prop.
Ventura headlight.
Yeah. My big issue is they took issue with the headlight and then look at the pilot. Look at the pilot.
That is
What is going on down here?
That is in no way legal by the ICC.
The funny thing, like that has like an actual drawbar. So they probably took that
Yeah.
off of like a real like class
off
60
of
or something.
something. Yeah. God
Yeah,
damn it.
probably.
I don't think they had any left. Look at the engine in the background. It's got flying grand. That's a K37 tender in the back.
It's,
It's behind the engine.
Oh
special.
god, yeah.
Weirder things have happened.
Also, just how downhill is that tender leaning?
That's a
Low
big ass cold
ride,
notice.
Gets
Gets a little lower.
Yep.
Is that leaning
So-
downhill or is it just a steep climb out of the turntable pit?
Well,
Oh,
Little column A, little column B.
yeah.
either. These days, I can't speak for when this image is taken, but the Durango turntable is a lot higher than the surrounding rails. Like, it was a surprise moving 20 on. It was just like, oh, we're climbing onto the table. Okay.
It's like you know those midway games at like carnivals and theme parks where you have to try to roll the bowling ball and get it stuck on the little raised
Yeah.
divot without going over.
Yeah, except with
Yeah.
60 tons of locomotive and tender and not trying to run off the end of the fucking turntable instead. Yeah.
Yeah, always a good situation when you have to accelerate onto the turntable.
It's a joy. Anyways, but yes, there it is. So no, you can't do this as customization for everything because you just can't. Did it happen? Yes. Can we account for everything that historically happened to these locomotives? No. Would we like to? Yes, we are that neurotic, but no, we will not. So, chest levier, as the French say.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, man.
It's not. It sounds pronounced right. It's fine.
Nowhere Man.
Chest levy.
Chest levy.
Chest levy. Very good.
My lumbago's acting up. All right. Continuing with top chats. Nowhere Man 260. Thank you for the $3. Plan on adding any Sumter Valley locomotives to the game?
Time will tell.
Unfortunately, kind of.
We have already shown one.
We have.
It's not
we
the
have
one
shown
you're thinking of.
It's true.
That's true.
Look it up. Sumter Valley 101. We've shown it off already. It's not been shown off in great detail, but it has been shown. Other ones, time will show.
NEA Farm Kid 4010, fireman for 38 months. Wowzers, 38 months, time is fake. How is Mark, your friend from Studio 346, doing?
He's doing pretty good. Sorry, Alec. I thought Alec knew what I meant every time I would say chest levier every time in our chats, jokingly, and it's clear that they didn't realize I was smearing France. It's fine.
Like, France does a lot of smearing themselves, but...
Look, man, I'm very happy that France is a fictional country.
Jesus Christ. It's fine.
It's fine. Continuing with top chats. Matt Houston 9363, $5. Thank you for that. With how often we get gifted memberships, I don't think I'll have to worry about my membership to the channel, lol. Also, Grand Trunk.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Grand Trunk.
It returns.
There we are.
Gotta add the reverb for that. Yep.
Glenn Holland, hey, what's up? Member for 33 months, fireman. See you later this week, brother.
Oh, Christ, that was like an hour ago he sent that. I remember seeing it come in. Yeah, it's fine, we're behind. I'm excited
in
to
a
see
month
you.
I'm going to be in Denver.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
We need to coordinate other things related to that. I sent you the DM.
Yeah, Mark, we need to put together a set list so that Goose
Yes.
and Eric can start practicing parts. We definitely got to do Red Haired Boy as one of them.
Oh, God,
It's gotta
yeah.
be a given.
I will play the guitar as best I can on whatever. So, super down.
Yeah, just let me know what I need to prepare, and it will be ready.
Wait, guitar? I thought you played slide whistle.
No, actually, he played the fucking groan tube. Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Hold it.
That's your instrument, right? Anyway,
Oh, you can't leave it on an up.
Lizard.
There you go.
lizard. Co-founder NERU, $4.99. We'll have plenty of drinks to sip at the booth. You, Leighton, Chris, LaRose, Iron Horse, Sarah, Female Foamer should have a blast at Amherst.
Great. Love that. I'm excited to see you guys and hang out and party. You do know that Leighton and I like drinks, so. It's quite appreciated.
Jordan Freeman with $9.99. I want to see a 3/4 show with everyone dressed as MXC characters.
Is this where we say that Mark's handle in one of our private servers is Kenny Blankenship?
It has been
It's
for
been
months.
Kenny Blankenship in my server for like almost a year now.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I'm like Kenny Blankenship in Jersey server for fucking ever.
I
And
Don't we
Vic
have another?
Romano! Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Who
no.
was Vic Romano?
was Vic, and then the name got changed for other reasons.
What are you in there? Oh, Danger Lad. Right.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Oh yeah, that was from the
Yes.
autism place.
Yes.
Very British waiter,
Well,
like
nothing-
London
I-
South End.
I mean, I
Danger
need
Lad.
to call out one of my favorite nicknames in the server, which is Dan Gollery as Papa Lennon Smurf from Vsauce.
That one's an all-timer for sure.
Yeah, really.
It's fine.
There's a few in here that are great.
It would be very funny to do a three-quarter show totally MXC, but I don't think you could get. Well, me and Leighton.
I don't think we could
commit
get the
to
rights
it.
for it.
We couldn't get the rights
Is the
for
problem.
it, but you'd get me and Leighton totally committed to it. But I don't know if you'd get anyone else.
I've never heard Dan laugh harder when I said, "Hey, Vsauce, Lennon here. Your labor is the creator of all value."
This is coming from someone who, in my server, is currently Shape Miser.
Shapes.
Yeah.
Previously,
Shapes. Shapes are how you make a
previously,
video game.
they #1 to Portland.
They number one.
Yeah,
Portland
yeah. They
does
number
like
one
their
to Portland
shapes.
lasted like a day before being replaced by Shape Miser.
There was also the whole Onion arc for your name.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The
Oh,
Onion.
everything was Onion. themed.
West Side Onions, yeah.
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 The Onion.
There were several Onion-related names.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't even
I mean-
remember why that just became a motif.
Let's see. What else?
Sometimes
So
you use
trailing
the
truck
Onion?
is a fuck from an undisclosed person to avoid outing things.
Trailing truck is a fuck. Gee, have they worked
Yeah.
on a K-37 ever?
Huh. That narrows it down quite a bit.
Somewhat.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak through the yard, but the clap of my ass keeps breaking my trailing truck suspension.
Colonel. Yeah, pretty much.
Yardmaster. I'm trying to sneak around.
Thick Ozzy Osbourne is also pretty good.
Oh well, yeah, that's been Jake for God knows how. I mean, Brendan's been Fish Stick.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. We're all slightly neurotic. Could you tell?
Slightly?
My name in this server is Pepto Abysmal.
My name in this server is Mark's finely tuned ass.
Oh, yeah.
Because your dumpy is what discovered that 491's dumpy broke.
Yeah.
I have the feeling. I have the power within my butt.
Your
To tell-
hiney senses are tingling.
I sensed the spring that is not 3D modeled
Wait a
yet.
minute.
I
Wait a
sensed
minute.
a spring over here that isn't modeled yet. I sensed it coming apart, and I was insistent about it because I knew it was broken, and no one believed me, and everyone thought it was fine because these locomotives ride like shit when they're running well.
And they ride worse when they're not.
I just knew it was wrong. It was incorrect, and then yes. Then I got a million text messages the next morning of like, you broke the engine. You were the one who said it was broken, so now we know it's broken. Bleh.
Trade offer over K36. I give you 1,000 more pounds of tractive effort. You give me hammered in the ass so hard that you die of being hammered in the ass.
Pretty fucking much.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
The funny,
Now
the
you
funny
have fucked
stupid
up.
thing, and we'll get into this more as I get further along with this model, because there is so much of the 36 and the 37 that overlap. The 36 is heavier than the 37.
But it's better distributed.
It's better
Yes.
distributed, not all on the fucking trailing truck, Rio Grande. But it has less tractive effort, yes, because it's 5 psi less than the boiler pressure. All of the rest of the fucking shit doesn't matter. It's just 5 psi less than the boiler, because everything else is the same. Driver diameter is the same. Bore and stroke's the same. Everything else. And
Once
confusingly,
again,
I
K36 at home.
exactly. I did not realize that the 36 boiler barrel at the front is 2 inches smaller in diameter than the 37. I didn't know that until recently. And it's like, oh god, now that I've seen that, I can't unsee it. I always thought they were the same.
I thought it was a bigger difference, but like they are surprisingly similar. The
Yeah.
only difference is the 37 got a Burnham butt lift, and it's been suffering ever since.
Pretty fucking
Oh my god.
The BBL. The Burnham butt
It's a
lift.
BBL.
Never call it that again.
No, please.
I will
keep calling
change
it
my
that.
name to that right now.
Do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
do it.
You
it.
will not you will not find a neuroconvergent person in here ever.
Neuroconvergent?
Wait, are we? What do you do there? Do we just like plug brains into each other?
They
Just like,
made-
yes.
They made
hive
the
mind.
We become
switches
the
gay.
hive mind.
They made the switches gay, and you could no longer diverge. It's fine. Anyway,
They're putting chemicals in the switch stands.
They're putting chemicals in the boiler water.
made the frogs gay. Made the switches gay. It's fine.
The tender water is extra refreshing. That's
The
why they tell you
chemtrails
can't
out of
drink
the
it.
steam engines.
That's what I was
Well, no, didn't a bunch of people drink out of 268's tender on a fan trip and everyone got like gonorrhea or
Dysentery,
some
yeah.
shit?
I would not be surprised because the tenders were stenciled with "Do not use this water for drinking purposes" for a reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, top
Continuing with top
Continue
chats?
with
Yeah,
top
we're
chats
at-
now
yeah,
that
so
we've
someone-
been
someone-
neurotic
someone
for this
please.
long.
Please.
This has been a...
Someone flush
Derail
the
of all
toilet
time.
that is my brain.
Okay. Rutger Lamberson, $50 whole dollars. Holy shit,
Good to
thank
see you,
you.
Rutger, and thank you again.
Happy Mikado Monday, Heist and crew. Heist for the K-Class Mikados. In your opinion, what is the hardest part or section to model?
Pilot
What do you
deck.
think... Yeah,
Well, that's
Because
that's
the-
so far. Yeah,
the Apes of Burnham shops.
yeah. I've got a
Um,
good answer for this. Now that I've got that set.
The Dukes of Burnham.
Last
The-
section of that, what do you think would be the hardest to fabricate? Continue with the answer you were going to say, but wanted to finish the top chat.
Well, honestly, I mean, the cylinder saddle would be the hardest thing to fabricate. Making a new casting for half of this, these cylinder saddles were cast in halves, in one piece with a million core boxes. Replicating all that would be absolutely the hardest piece to fabricate, and that is the truth with literally every steam locomotive in existence, basically. The cylinders are the crux. They're the hardest bit. No, like, air nothing. Which is why you see folks like the T1 Trust building the cylinders the way they did, out of slabs welded together rather than casting them. Because casting something that big didn't make sense. And even then, I think the T1s actually were built that way. But anyway, that's a modern way to do a steam engine versus this. But replicating these contours and everything in one cast piece, to Christ on a bike. No, that's the hardest fabrication. The hardest part to 3D model, so far, has been the goddamn pilot deck because of how obnoxious it is. With all the cut-in holes, the way that the abyssal post comes up through, all of the reference and like trying to right-size all that and get it right, and then get it to smooth shade nicely, that was a bitch. And I'm
At least on my end, the stack was pretty bad.
But the stack was fucking terrible. I tried twice, and then I was very happy to wake up the next day to see that you had done it and sent it to me. So the stack base, specifically with the way that it was cast, and then it has the 12 bolts that hold it and the way they sit and everything. That was that's a bitch and a half. In terms of a singular part, actually, that probably wins so far. In terms of obnoxious complexity, the area that I'm not excited about is right behind the saddle. Because right behind the cylinder saddle, this sword equalizer and transverse equalizer are temporary, and they need to be adjusted. I think the sword's about right, but the transverse is not the correct... It's temp. It was to show kind of, hey, this needs to be here. But it exists in the same space as the brake cylinders, the slack adjusters, and then the pinned in location for the lead truck and the first set of brake rigging. There is like 15 things going on all in this space that are all very hard to get a photo of, and that's going to suck ass to do.
The good news, at least, is you can make a lot of affordances with detail there.
Correct. Exactly. Much like I did with the lead truck. I have pictures of the lead truck that are super close up that I could get from the pit at the museum.
Oh, do you have an exposed backface on the lead truck, actually?
I do in a couple spots that I need to fix, which it's on my list.
Gotcha.
I don't have the crown brass basically set up, which is why you see red there. But a lot of the lead truck stuff, like, I could make this more accurate than it is, but it is as accurate as you can see from the photos that you have access to, which are photos of K-36s that have rolled upside down.
Which happens more than you would think.
Happens more than you'd think, but it's like, it's not worth me wasting your video game experience on a part of the locomotive that you hopefully never see with more detail to make it more accurate. I so rarely get to see that part of the locomotive that I've known for 12 years that well that I couldn't tell you that this was different than what I've modeled, other than the fact that I was staring at the detailed pictures I took just a couple days ago. But you can't get those pictures unless you have a pit or the engine's flipped over. So that's another affordance that we do with detail and that sort of thing. So it's like, okay, yeah, we'll afford more detail in the hardest spot here, which is yet to come, knowing that, hey, it doesn't matter. No one can actually truly see that. Why waste their FPS on the game for the sake of truly making a more accurate locomotive? I'm going to make the locomotive look and feel like it should. And it already is most of the way there, honestly. Especially thanks to Tom's excellent beginning of it. So, but carry on.
Carrying on. Nailing 6708. Member for 18 months, engineer. The only cinder we do is Kenosha. Nantahala switcher out.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Good to see you. Thank you for supporting us for a year and a half.
All right, Lo-Fi Camping Guy, $10. Maybe more an office hour question, but off the cuff, why in your thinking is it that the rail fan community has or seems to have such a common misunderstandings a la K37 conversion, even offline?
This is literally the reason why the whole I said K37 or gets mad that K37s were converted. That's literally where this comes from, and it's because of their preservation history that the K37s got this kind of rap to them, the rap sheet that they deal with, and it's unjust, obviously, and it comes from the 497. I still don't have the origin of this exactly where I want it.
I mean, to sum up the question, is it true that they were shittier K36s? Yes, but it is also true that they were still good locomotives that served the Grand for, 50 years.
Shut your whore mouth, Scooth. Sorry, I'm birding.
Oh.
I was trying to get my origin lined up on this part of the valve packing land, or the valve crosshead start, which is rather a bit of a chore. But anyway, no, the K37 is not a worse K36. I mean, well, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. The thing is that the DNS got 81 in service as their first big K when they realized that they could run the big Ks up to Silverton once Bradshaw bought the railroad. Okay? And they realized quickly that the 497 still had tube time. And so they went and said, okay, well, we'll restore and run that one, do a little work to it and get it going. And it was still early enough in everything that, yeah, she had tube time. She had been there, done that, got the t-shirt, of course. And so they got it running, no big deal. And they hated it right away. Because she wrecked on Cumbres, as we discussed earlier in our comedy Discord, with the 498 in like 1967, like right at the end of the Rio Grande's running of everything. She wrecked and was ruined with the 498. And so, okay, they rolled over. Double heading downhill was banned. And so they went through, fixed up the engine, got it back in service, and like it ran a couple times. That was that. And so the DNS didn't know that, got it back in service, and they basically received a decapod with God's worst wheelbase because the trailing truck was frozen from the wreck. It had been mangled enough that it couldn't move. And so it tore up every bit of their track all the time. So they bothered to then make the trade with the Cumbres and Toltec for the then mothballed piece of shit, tore apart 482 that, you know, in the 90s, years after the end of the thing, years after Bradshaw bought the railroad, they sent the 97 up to the Cumbres and Toltec. They got the 482. They had to restore the 482. The 97 was ready to run. And they were just like, hey, our curves are too bad here at Durango. So, this one doesn't work for us. And a couple Rio Grande shop guys still working at Chama looked at the trailing truck and went, Ito, that's not right, and went and fixed it. And so they did. Shout out to Ducky down there, Donald Martinez, who is an original machinist of the Grand that worked at the C&T for a long time. They get 97 back in service. Totally happy. Great engine. Serves the railroad till it runs out of tube time. The boiler law has changed. Therefore, no one went back to go and deal with a K-37 since because, no one's done a Form 4 on one. They've done Form 4s on the K-36s because there were so many more that were running. But they hadn't done one on the 37s yet because of that. And in the midst of it, Durango, still believing, that the 37s are bad, traded the Royal Gorge, which had 486 on display. They traded 99 to the Royal Gorge. So 99 went.
499.
Plinth forever.
Poor 99.
Poor 99. And they got the 86, and then they ran the 86, and ask anyone at the Durango and Silverton, they would love to get rid of the 486. They don't like that engine. She's a bit of a ill-tempered thing, from what I gather. But and 99, which is the best remaining K-37 that's not in service, is stuck on a fucking hill because 97 was the one that got the modern sphere of everything reputation. Her service at the beginning of the DNS being such a piece of shit because she had been wrecked and rolled over ruined the reputation of the rest of the class. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's why I always go, I hear the converted thing and I go, ah! That became the narrative. Was like, that thing's a piece of shit because it was converted from standard gauge and they sucked. Okay, then why was the 498 the last revenue producing steam locomotive for the Rio Grande on anything other than the Silverton branch? Why was it 98 at the end that was doing it if the 37s were so bad? Why do 8 survive when there's 2 of the 15 K-27s? It just doesn't make sense. And that was the narrative, and that's why I always kind of get little lizard about that sort of stuff. So, anyway, carry on.
Next one, Solaris, $1.99. I don't know what tune this is supposed to be set to, but it's supposed to be musical in some way. Chucking the wood, coal for the hole.
Something like that. Yeah.
A normal caboose, brakeman for 5 months. Howdy, any plans for Cursed Train 7? Love from North Carolina.
Not yet. We still have more stuff to go through, of course. Probably in February when I'm quote unquote not doing low effort January anymore.
back to Solaris again, $4.99. Headlights are not meant to see, they're meant to be seen.
It's true.
I mean, yes and no to an extent, but yeah, mostly to be seen.
Mostly. There is certainly an element of them at
Points
you
to
like
the NDAM's 18-inch sunbeams.
you like to be able to see with the headlight, I will tell you that. There was a day that 91's dynamo was not governed properly, and it was just kind of not doing the thing as you'd desire. And I complained about it to management. And management told me to deal with it for that day. So I did. But yeah.
All right. Here we have the first birds. Rutger Lamberson, 20 gifted.
Thank you, Wrecker. You missed Two Penny Studios. Please check Discord
Did I?
Engine
What?
Crew.
Oh, yes, I did. I'm sorry.
I'll take a
Two
look.
Penny Studios for $2.
That is, you know who that is. I know who that is.
Do I?
If you don't know who that is, I'll tell you later.
Ah,
Engine Crew, but
I
not.
believe I know. Yes. Is it about the stuff in Spain?
Yes. Oh, damn. Yeah, somebody else mentioned that. Also, cool. Just move on.
Okay.
I need not comment on the rest of what I see there. But I will screen snippet.
Dylan T38 for $10. Could I steal some subscribers to watch my... Okay, that is a blatant shill for their own YouTube. Steal some subscribers to watch your RX-8 Tesla diesel convert... What?
Huh?
Huh?
We serve trains here, sir.
Yeah.
You do serve
Train
trains
good,
here.
car bad.
No.
Lucas Group, member for 5 months of Brakeman. Hi, Heis, how's your MLK day and weekend been?
I honestly forgot it was a holiday because it's just another day, and as I joked earlier, people take days off.
I also forgot it was a holiday because the contractor I currently work for does not believe in them, it seems.
It's fine, right? It's fine. Something like that. Anyway, continue.
Fizz with 15 Australian buckaroos. One brain cell, many people, brain cell fighting for last place. Meaty thwack, all chuckle.
That is a summary of most of the Studio 346 calls. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, for those curious, in terms of before you continue with the top test, I'm working on making the exterior part of the valve crosshead, which is this obnoxious big cast thing. Which I'm only barely getting into the crux of. So that's what I'm working on while we talk through top chats. So carry on. Thank you.
It's an interesting casting for sure.
Yes.
All right, Dog Boy with $5. When should we expect the hand car with an MPG and beer to appear in COS? Love all you do. I'm getting close to finishing my 7.5 locomotive in free CAD.
I don't think that we're going to be worried about the GAN being in service in COS. So I don't think we'll need a beer counter, but maybe an Easter egg therein might be mildly appropriate. So we'll see.
Once again, you died in speed lettering is not within the scope of this game.
But it kind of is also at the same time.
It kind of, well,
We've shown it in
You
a
as a
devlog
company,
in jest, but
Yeah, we have. It's true.
You as a company, yes, but not you as an individual. Yearly gymnast with $5. Neuroconvergent. What new calculus convergence test is this? I don't want to hear about that. And can I never have to calculate it? And of course, hi Mark, you've been well. Any new happenings?
I have been well, and yes, don't worry, Yearly. You do not need to do a test of that. You'd fail anyways, just like I would. So. Christ on a bike. How long does this thing fucking stick back?
Osage Orange Gaming, $2. Attaches a hose to Mark's ear and turns on water.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I need my ear cleaned out? It's fine.
Apparently. Your brain needed a boiler wash.
It generally does need that. That's true.
Yeah. Solaris with 50 gifted. Dear God.
Birds. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? What's got you in such a fine mood?
We're catching up. I was gonna say, I just scrolled down and saw that we're almost there.
Jared Stafford, just saying, but Rio Grande engines look best upside down, especially if in a river.
That is...
You take that back.
That is appropriate. To quote the great Sonny Honegger, if you're out there, Sonny, and watching my YouTube, one, why, but also, hi. To quote Sonny, when he was tasked with running the 315 at the Durango and Silverton, realizing that he had a pilot wheel, the number one driver, and then two blind drivers, and then one more flange driver. Damn it, Dusty. When tasked with running the locomotive quickly across things,
hi Dusty.
Sonny said, "Do you know why there's so many pictures of these locomotives upside down in the river? It's because there's two axles that hold them on." Yeah, and yes, from Dusty,
you cut out on Discord.
Hi from the boss.
Hi boss.
Dusty. Dusty wishes he could participate in these streams, I'm sure, but we're in the company Discord.
Oh,
so
I bet.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, there are very good reasons I wasn't there Friday, but I think I am aware of what moved. Not disclosing anymore.
Those are not even we're giving some amount of Studio 346 spoilers that we probably shouldn't right here on this channel. That is like so many organizations away of spoilers that we cannot give. By the way, it's fine.
Right.
Oh god, this casting is...
Dusty's also asking if he was the Dynamo incident.
It was... I think I talked to Dust. Yeah, I think it was Dust. That I was like, oh man, the Dynamo sucks. And I was like, does the Dynamo normally suck this bad? Or is this new? And I think it was Dusty. It was like, no, it's fine. And it wasn't that dark out. And then it was like... It was not great, but it was not terrible. It was 3.6.
3.6.
The Dynamo.
All right, catch me outside with $2. Where the hell did you find Cactus Cooler? You've got a dealer.
I am not drinking Cactus Cooler. I am drinking Breckenridge Brewery's Palisade Peach, which looks very similar to Cactus Cooler, but we do know where to find it in Colorado. So. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
So.
Biscayne TPP with $9.99. The stories of the K-37s in modern service would make a great stories from the shop episode. Maybe with someone running 493 today.
That's actually a good shout. It's not like it's not. It's not generally a true. It's not a singular shop thing, but it is a very museum thing, and it's something I'm very passionate about. Obviously, let me write that down on my Trello. That's a good shot, Biscayne. Thank you.
Alligamer with the $1.99. Thug me, it's cold out. Yeah, it is.
F's in chat. Continue cornducting in the cold.
Audrey Console, engineer for 33 months. 3 months till 3 years. What is this? Time is horrifically fake.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much for supporting as long as you have at that level, Audrey. Always good to see you. God, what an obnoxious fucking cast piece of metal.
Jared Stafford with another $1.99. Follow on to the engines upside down in the river comment. I will not, in fact, take back what I said.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah. Quick sidebar to Dusty's comment. 315's Dynamo had issues, but not 91. If I was the problem, I apologize. One of those it was fine last I had it situations.
It was
Ran when
91s. It was 91s that I complained about. And I think Jeff came up to look at it with a voltmeter, and it was outputting something like 24 volts under load, which was not great.
315s was also like having
fine.
Issues, but separate
315s
story.
was having problems. 91s was just under outputting what you'd expect. Which, the lights being dimmer versus the lights questionably working is two very different things. So, yeah.
All right, Wolfpack with $20. A little what-if question. If Neon or GW operated for longer and had the funds and so on, would you think they would have the chance to order like a mountain type and articulated, or just order more K37s to haul more tonnage?
So they spec'd out an actual mountain of 482, as well as articulateds of several varieties. I think the RGS had a proposed set, and then the Grand had two different proposed sets. All right around the time that the 37s were being made. And realistically, I mean, they probably, if anything, might have ordered the mountains, maybe, but they really were trying to get out of the narrow gauge game by the time the late 30s comes around. And historically, we're trying to kind of abandon the alignment for a long time before they actually did. And that's why you don't see any new motive power for a long time there and all that. So, like, you wouldn't have seen a 1940s new engine or a 1950s new engine because they were trying to get rid of the railroad already, and the ICC would not let them. So, don't mind me.
I mean, I think that was part of the hypothetical if they had the funds and...
Well, if they had the money... I mean, it wasn't about having the money. They had the money.
Well, that's true, yeah.
They just didn't... They didn't like the alignment. They didn't like the narrow gauge. They realized it was a mistake to do it as narrow gauge. Had they had a lot of money, they would have fucking standard gauged the whole thing and run it with smaller engines, and maybe it would still be in service to this day. But there's your real answer.
That would be insane. Yeah.
But because you got to remember, like, the tunnels are cleared for an engine as big as a big K, which means that they're set up for bigger than what the Southern Pacific had on the standard gauge. And their worst curve on the main line on the San Juan extension was the 24-degree curve. I had worse on the Silverton branch and stuff, of course, but 24 degrees, which, is stiff, sure, but the fucking 5629 is good for a 17-degree curve. And that's a northern. That's a good-sized northern.
17-degree curve is quite a bit bigger, but, I mean...
Than a 24?
I think that...
It's three-quarters, it's 25% more, but,
Yeah, but it's something where like the San Diego and Arizona Eastern was running curves of a similar size in Carrizo Gorge, and they were easily able to get 10-wheelers and 280s around it.
Yeah, anything else the Grand had in terms of smaller power would have made it around that shit.
Yeah, like you
You
could
would
have
see
had like
C48s and T29s.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So had they had a lot of money,
Ironically, C41s if they still had any.
right? Ironically.
Well, they did in a like backwards kind of. They had the bones of C41s.
I am C41, or rather C41 as he should have been.
There's something awfully familiar about all this.
No, I was doing Gandalf, not Biff.
Yeah.
What?
I was doing Gandalf the White, not Biff Tannen.
Oh no, I was going for. I know. I'm just as its own thing.
Lizard.
Like that's its own sentence. You know,
It's
you
its
know,
own
it's
thing.
totally fine to say. It's its own thing.
How to get some measurements of this.
Kind of
That's
like
not
if I
very
just
soon,
said with a mortar launcher.
Let's not get the stream subpoenaed, but, you know.
I'm just continuing the reference. Continuing top chats though. Catch Me Outside with $2. Concept: oversized cab forward 460T.
Okay.
But why?
Why not? Why? Why not? Just do. I mean, you can imagine whatever you want and make whatever you want. There are some stupid things vaguely along that line that existed, but
I always say the same thing with fantasy locomotives. Like, you're not going to impress me with like a 48, 88, 88, 16 or whatever. Like,
right.
if you want to impress me, design a really nice,
Yeah.
conventional looking 280.
That would, in fact, be quite surprising.
All right, Corey Gibson with $2. They're almost caught up. Super chat more.
Thanks, Corey.
Tree Walker with $4.99, asking for the wife, what are some must-see places in Durango that aren't train-related for the Saturday before the charter?
Ooh.
Mark, if you pull down the transform thing, you should be able to select the vertices along that center edge and just set them to 0 since you have the origin point and the mirror there.
Good shout.
Like, yeah, drop down the transform arrow, and it should tell you, like, coordinates and stuff.
Local. There we go. Best things in Durango. It is a great question. Durango is just a cool town to bop around in. I don't know if your lady likes antiques or vintage clothing or anything, but there's a couple cool, great shops along the main avenue. I mean, you could spend a day just walking down the main drag and looking at all the stuff. A lot of good hiking opportunities around. Plenty of other stuff. I don't know. I've always gone to Durango for the trains.
Haven't really done much else
Haven't
outside.
done the rest. I'd highly recommend Steamworks for the beer and for the food. The food's great.
That place
there.
is good.
And then Ska Brewing has a great tap room as well down that way. But I mean, honestly, if you just pop down Main Street and just wander around and go enjoy, you'll get there. Dusty says Mesa Verde. Yeah, if you've got a car, yeah, go. Mesa Verde is really pretty. Out west of Durango. It's where some of the native cliff dwellings are, which are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a good shout for sure.
All right, Midland. Engineer for 38 months. 38 months? Time is fake. Had more to put here, but you're definitely busy and having fun.
I am quite indeed busy, but good to see you, Midland, as always. Yet to put your GoPros to use, but I appreciated it. So, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well.
Alligamer, $1.99. Did narrow gauge ever streamline?
I have no idea.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure it was tried at some point, probably.
What was the question?
Did narrow gauge ever streamline?
Not in the United States. There were like meter gauge ones. The New Zealanders put Skyline casings on a few things, but nothing in the USA. I have researched this at great length because I had that same question.
Oh, there you go.
There is a napkin
go.
drawing of East Broadtop 14 as a streamliner, though. I did not make that napkin drawing. I need to disclose that.
Yeah, it was done in red crayon on the back of a Roadhouse napkin. All right, Jared Stafford, $1.99. Wait, do Steam Dynamos have governors?
They do.
Yep.
Oh, wait. No, someone brings up a good point. Do we count the shovel noses?
I mean,
They aren't so much streamlined
They're
as they
not-
are like inbred over
Flatlines?
multiple generations, like a flat-faced cat.
I was gonna say they're like the pug of cowl units.
They're the fucked up three-eyed alien from Toy Story, and we're gonna move on from this. topic conversation.
Comment from Dusty about Dynamo stuff. 24 volts is a lot better than the 42 that 315s all of a sudden took off to just sitting there.
Yeah,
We
no,
usually shoot for 20.
315 doing the 315 not being consistent was a problem. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
genuinely actually a problem, which will be dealt with. 91's
We
just being
usually-
a little bit on the sad side. Consistent sad is better than which is what 315 was doing. So Salmonella
Donnie.
Fitzgerald.
I was going for Donnie Thornberry, but that also works.
And then I'll do
Making
this
noises.
with my hands. Yep,
Smashing.
it's fine.
Smashing.
I'm glad we all did the thing with our hands.
It's
Anyway,
fine.
finishing Dusty's comment, we usually shoot for 28 volts, and we could manage that on 315s with the headlight on, but not off.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
That sounds like what she
Tyso,
was doing.
Dusty just texted me, "You mean Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers?"
God
God damn it.
damn it.
Tyso808, $1.99. Do you know about it, the Oahu Railway?
What?
We're aware of the Oahu Railway, yes. Don't know what else that's
uh,
supposed to mean.
Anyone else smelling toast, or is it just me? Yes, I'm aware of the Oahu Railway. Very neat.
Makungi Rail Fanner, Brakeman for 7 months. Have you heard of the Allentown and Auburn? I believe that's a yes. Yeah. Blend Pie Nexus, Brakeman for 30 months. Glad to have been here for so long. Time is fake. Daniel McKee. Daniel McKee, engineer for 31 months. 31 months, what a ride. Thank you. Thanks for all the content. God, I am stumbling.
Time is fake, as they say.
Dusky, to address your second text, Donnie from Wild Thornberries is exactly what I was going for at first. Now back to chat messages, specifically from Dusty. 315 needed a new governor friction assembly. I vaguely remember we did have to bump 91s up a little towards the end. We're pretty much done with pile of Denver dynamos at this point. Manure. I hate manure. Yeah?
It's fine.
What?
Anyway. Pile Denver.
Jay-
That is a company that exists. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Uh,
It's fine.
Moving on from that before things are said. J-
Please do.
J-Trains 310, member for 14 months of the Engineers. Came here for Railroader, now watching a live stream and using it as a podcast.
That is.
We are so sorry.
That is the vibe, more or less. Thanks that you're here. So.
Thank you
Well,
for
is it
being
more
here,
or is
but
it
we are
less?
so sorry for you. Dusty commanding us to lime Jimmy for some unknown reason.
Well,
Shocking revelations about the Dynamos. Ha ha. Thank you, Jimmy.
he generally needs to be limed. It's true.
Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing, I just wanted to know what specifically for.
Fair enough.
Lo-fi camping guy, $5. Can confirm it's a crispy 5 outside here. Commiserating with Allie by publicly shaming my building for making me go outside for laundry in Illinois winter. Goddamn.
That is, in fact, quite cold. No.
Dusty with Durango recommendations. Mesa Verde. Animus Brewery. Funny how we have lots of brewery suggestions.
I've not been to Animus Brewing. I've heard it's good, though.
Dusty just exclaiming Roadhouse for some reason. I think in reference to-
Roadhouse! Hey, sometimes that's what you need, right?
Oh god, chat just jumped. Okay, we're back. Idaho Cowboy breaking for 39 months. What voltage should a dynamo put out then?
What is it?
It depends.
32
I think it's
volts
32.
unloaded, and then when it loads, it should be something slightly like 28, I think. I don't remember. I've never adjusted a dynamo, so yeah.
Dusty in my texts again. Yeah, that was in reference to me saying on a Roadhouse napkin, I figured. He's saying 28 to 32 volts. He's probably gonna just confirm what you said.
Okay, there you go.
He is currently typing, so we will see.
Oh my god.
Dusty is in my DMs. It's fine.
Dusty's in like 3 places at once right now. Bernie always has us set them at 28 unloaded. Is what he
Okay.
just told me.
Well, fair enough then. Listen to the almighty Watts. The Watts stay burn.
The man who is quite literally named for the job.
Correct.
I have just been pinged with the fact that India streamlined an 040 tank engine on less than 3-foot gauge.
Oh, that's horrendous.
But why?
Oh, I suppose
For the love of the game, I guess.
if we're going back to that conversation, Argentina had a, I think, meter gauge Porta monstrosity that was streamlined. Argentina.
Hey, but that thing's not a monstrosity. It's cool.
It's really cool. It was genuinely so cool. It was a Pacific, right? Or no?
No, it was like a deck or something. Or a 480 maybe? I don't think it had a set of trailing wheels on it, which is
It was a
especially
rebuild of a
fun.
Pacific. But it turned into a 4-cylinder compound 480. That's what I was... Yeah.
Mark, what I usually do if I want to extrude things in different directions is I do E0 and then SZ.
Good to know.
I don't know if we want to bring those images up on stream, but they are in VC chat for the taking.
If the question is, I don't
moving
know if
on
we want to
with...
bring those up. No, we probably don't.
Top chats.
Also, don't forget
Treewalker.
the select the edge trick where you just hit F and it'll build the faces around.
All right. Oh yeah, but I mean, half the time it does dumb shit like that.
Treewalker 93 with 499. Since the Durg did it, will we be able to convert consolidations in game into cursed tenderless yard goats?
File that under things that I would think would be super cool, but no.
Scope Creep Canyon.
Yeah. It'd be cool. I mean,
You
obviously.
know, tender swapping or tender deletion are not in scope for this game. Just
Apollo, I
it's
swear
there
to
for
God.
a reason. Use it, kind of thing.
Good kitty.
Do not the Kerbal plushie. Anyway, Dadass is Cash. Welcome to the Brakeman.
Good username.
Very good. Followed up by an even better username, McBuster Money Gang, with $9.99. My grandma took a blinker and then she started flipping up in the air. Is in a wheelchair. Call the Bondulance.
Is that some
Okay.
Gary's Mod stuff? I hope your grandma is not actually.
I hope your grandma is
flipping in
okay.
the air in a wheelchair. I think I've got that about right. If you want to carry on.
Sorry, responding to Dusty texts.
Oh,
Um,
as you do. Hi, Dusty.
Jed Brown with $5. Hi Heist for stream. Is there any possibility of a more in-depth video on the history of the RGW geese? I'm gonna guess that means RGS geese.
Presumably.
P.S. You reignited my love of trains.
Well, one, wonderful. I'm glad that I've reignited your love of trains. Two, in terms of RGS geese, I generally really would love to cover the geese more in their own right, but I've been toying with and working on a new video series that I've filmed 2 chunks of, but actually mostly only most of the first episode, but I want to cover railroads that are interesting enough, generally in their totality. Where did they run? Why'd they run? What did they do? Why were they interesting? Rather than Railroad 101, insert topic here, it's just Railroad 101, this railroad. And I've filmed and edited partially one on the Uinta Railway, but I've also shot a fair bit of an RGS 101, because it feels like that makes a ton of sense to do as a number 2 based on how prevalent they are. And there would no doubt be a key section on the galloping geese with the RGS. So we'll get there down the road. But again, I'm taking January off. That's why I'm not live streaming right now, right? It's fine.
Right. Once again, Apollo, do not the Kerbal plush. Moving on. Texas Giant 2028. Welcome to the Brakeman.
Welcome. Thank you.
Jed Brown, welcome to the Conductors.
Thank you. Go enjoy the all the fun stuff for.
Go enjoy the content.
Yeah.
75 horse case. Engineer for 32 months. At least your dynos work. The pile I got, the turbine wheel was a victim of mouse nest rust. Oh. In the process of making new buckets. Eventually.
You'll have to take my word for it, my good sir, because I know exactly who you are. I would prefer a mouse nest rust pile national to a pile from places that we discussed earlier. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's a story for another time. Perhaps a never time. But anyway, what are you gonna do?
Last top chat for now. McBuster Money again with $9.99. My grandma came back from the dead just to see GTA 6 coming out too. Glad to hear your grandma's okay. Still have no idea what you're trying to say.
Yep. That's what he said, lady. It's fine. Maybe. Hopefully.
And that's the top chats for now.
Thank you, my good sir, for your service. It's appreciated. Hey, look, 2 more.
Ha. Corey, you rat fuck. Okay. Jed Brown with $5. I intend on going to find out as much of what Brett got censored in the 3/4 shows as possible. That's the majority of the reason for the censors in the 3/4 show. Although, not all of those are necessarily even uncensored for the conductors.
Brett says a lot of stuff that gets censored, but then as Leighton gets progressively more drunk, he becomes...
He also becomes... yeah.
It is an X squared situation of like, oh, you know, Leighton's sober, he's good, and then, oh...
Brett is the linear relationship, Leighton is the exponential.
Yes.
Corey Gibson with $2. Quack.
Damn you.
No, we don't have any grapes. Cassidy HGR with $5. Been learning a bit more Blender from watching and finally got a decent grand boxcar done. Can't wait to see you and the friends I made in Durango.
Excellent. It'll be great to see you. And I'd like to hear that you're getting a little bit more 3D modeling experience as well. It's always good.
75 Force Case, $5. How much? I can box it up and send it down there.
I mean, that wasn't me saying that I want your shitty dynamo. I'm just saying that I'd prefer that to one that, you know, has been touched by a certain individual. It's fine. These are different
Moving
things.
on. I don't know if I want to move on, though. God damn you, Corey. Corey Gibson with the $2. Oh, I'm gonna make you regret this. I just want to hear Goose say, "Ew woo."
I've been led to believe that that is not a good thing for a person to be able to say. So.
Look, I am queer, so
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
it's not
It's fine. Lizard. Lizard.
lizard.
Lizard.
Unrelated
Yeah,
to the
see-
current convo, I just
Now-
got back, but what if for our tutorials we just make like YouTube music videos like the I stole a C16 vid? Or I stole an F16.
What?
We change it to I stole a C16.
I just came
Yes.
back. What?
I'm saying, what if we do the I stole an F16 music video as our video tutorials for learning how to run an engine?
I mean, it would more probably be I stole a C19, but you know.
It's true. You know, branding and all that.
Sure.
Yeah. The advantage of what I just did is I gave the entirety of chat the ick. So
You did what?
How did you give them the ick?
we will
Ooh.
not return to that.
Ooh woo.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Ooh.
Don't say that. Oh God.
Oh, sure, you were giving me shit for being able to say it, and then you turn right around.
I don't know.
Hi, Pot, I'm Kettle.
I personally don't give a shit, and I don't know what it means, but it makes the chat riled up, and I appreciate that. So, it's fine. Maybe I shouldn't use that as a good justifier, but anyway. Hey, look, I've got
hope
most
you-
of the exterior of a Valve crosshead. What an obnoxious, giant, cast piece of shit.
That's good though.
moving
You,
on.
you could probably do a limited dissolve to get rid of any interior faces if you haven't already.
I have not. Let's do that.
Moving on with top chats, average RPG character, fireman for 29 months. Every queer person does it at least 3 times in their life. I mean, like I say, I'll try anything 3 times. Rio Grande 486 with $5. Hey Heis, if you could restore any of the K-class engines, which would you pick? I'd personally restore 486 because of course I would.
99.
I don't know. 99 is the
99.
answer. I think 86 would actually be the lowest on the list because it is just so rat fucked.
Nope.
Is it not?
Did you forget about 98 and 94 and 95 and 83?
Yeah.
Of the locomotives that is mostly complete, yes, 86 is at the bottom of the barrel. But yeah, 99 would be the choice for the ones that are. The 94, the 95, the 98, and the 83 are problem children. Put it that way.
I'm seeing the lyrics pop up in VC text, and I think we need to do this in addition to our other ideas.
Okay.
Audrey Console, $2. No grapes, but plenty of limes. Well, that's not what the duck's asking for.
The duck is asking for grapes. It's true.
Jed Brown with $2. Mark just untouched the dynamo. Problem solved.
Yes, I will untouch it.
There are many things to get giggle touch.
Catch Me Out
and-
says, in one of the cursed train streams, there was an implication that wings and strings could be bought to implement the 440. There's plenty of guitar gears. Is that offer still open? Who the fuck said that? Because I didn't.
I don't think I did either.
I don't
think it was anything about you. I would assume it was something about Alec.
I will be dead and buried in the earth before that thing touches our project.
I think Alec would have the heart on to do that, not Tom.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So you're telling me that on the tier list of things, that is below the 080 Camelback?
Shut your whore mouth, Jersey.
Hey, man, I bought those drawings, man.
Is it below NPC 21?
Everything is above NPC.
Look, it doesn't matter if it's on layer 3 or layer 8 of Dante's Inferno. It's still in hell.
Well said. Gulagan.
Blend Pie Nexus. Piku Lagoon. Blend Pie Nexus with $5. I, too, am of the unfortunate group that came from watching the early Railroader episode series. Have loved this channel's content ever since.
Well, thank you. The early Railroader series episodes were actually probably the most fun. When it got to be such a big thing, it was great to play with all the members and bring everything together, and that was cool. But it did kind of lose the friends playing a game vibe when it became such a member thing. And that's not to try and drag anyone through the mud, right? I mean, it's just literally the way it felt, because it started and it was like, hey, it's me and Jersey and Goose and all these people that are neurotic as fuck and friends together, and we're just playing, and that's the fun, and that made for the best content, I think.
The George Carlin whistle sensor, I think, is an all-time.
That is an all-time fave.
Yeah, when a game expands from playing the game to also doing server moderation of people's behavior that you're not 100% familiar
right.
with, it becomes
a lot
of things that kind of just put a damper on the ability to display.
It changed it a lot, and it was really fun to play with all of the ES&D crew, and obviously, I mean, it was great to hang out with you guys in that way, but doing that and making it content was really tough. So when we do season 2, which presumably will be sometime here in the next couple months whenever the new update comes out, we'll probably be doing things in a different way. So I want to be able to fold the community in, but it can't be me policing the community or me policing somebody to police the community, or it's got to be fun for the friend group to enjoy, to make the content fun and joyful. So it's a whole thing.
All right. Are we good to continue with?
Yeah, by all means.
All right. Peter Firminger, Brakeman for 3 months. Good afternoon from Maitland, New South Wales.
Good afternoon, Peter. Thank you so much. I will be seeing you, hopefully, in a year or so. I've heard legend that the next quad race in Maitland is 2027. So I will plan to be there. So be great to see everyone down that way when the time comes.
All right, 75 horse case with $2. Still an F16, but with the 4014.
Ed would not appreciate that.
No, I don't think he would. Wings already got this top chat from Catch Me Outside for $10 about the planetary 440, the moonwalking Michael Jackson 440.
I will spawn 5 health bars before that thing gets in.
We
will have to defeat me multiple
We will enter
times.
phase 9 of the boss fight before that happens.
Lizard.
Texas Giant with $50.
Just saying, you're amazing.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you, Texas Giant. That's appreciated.
Yeah,
Allison-
Alice in Chains. How do I start? How do I
start?
start a T19? The question's real. I stole a T19. Fuck.
Glad you guys know the melody off the top of your heads, because I don't.
Because it's literally just Bully in the Alley.
Yeah. Knock off the S3 and handbrake wheel. I stole a T19. Spot fire
It
corners and
doesn't
build
have
up
a
the
handbrake,
heel.
Tom. It's not old. Anyway, that was very funny, though.
Fucking whatever.
Christ.
We don't have fun here.
Zero fun. Zero fun's allowed. Yep.
All right. We got that. Lord Borox, conductor for 35 months. 35 months feels just like yesterday. I ended up at your channel because of your first video with Khan. Also, it's -3 where I'm at. What
Goodness.
units is that in?
Either way, it's a lot colder if it's Fahrenheit than it
Either
is
way.
in Celsius. But yeah,
That's fucking freezing. I just want to know how fucking freezing.
It is definitely fucking freezing. But yeah.
And
Thanks
I'm
for
glad
watching.
to be here and not there.
Goodness. It's always fun. I miss doing videos with Khan. That was a lot of fun. We've talked about doing collabs again. And nothing ever really sticks because there's not really anything that does the thing.
It is Fahrenheit, so it's holy shit fuck cold.
That is holy shit fucking cold. That is very cold.
May I
Anyway,
make a suggestion?
run. Sorry.
What?
If I may make a suggestion,
Suggestion.
run.
Run. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I get it.
You just spied me. It's fine.
So it dawned on me the other day. There's a new game not a new game, but a game that I bought, and I've been fighting not getting addicted to. And it is also the only stable multiplayer drivable train game in the world.
Lost Train on Town?
No.
Nope.
Drivable trains.
Oh, okay.
I would argue with that Unrailed is also a stable multiplayer train game where you control the train in a way.
No, but that's not direct.
But you're controlling it by building the track in front of it.
That's not how that works. Anyway.
Wait, what did you say the one is? Open Rails?
No, he's talking
Nope.
about Satisfactory.
Yeah, you spoiled it, you bastard. Okay. But yes, Satisfactory. There's signals, switches. You could. It's everything that you could want out of a train game.
We tried to do Factorio back in the day, which is a game that I absolutely love. That I would love to sink my teeth into again, but.
Factorio is such a time sink.
I know that if I touch Factorio, I will not be touching this and or the 15,000 other projects I have in my life. And myself and many humans on the internet would be very sad at me not doing the rest of the things that I do. So.
Next one, Catch Me Outside with $2. I might have misrecognized the voice. My apologies. In reference to who was talking about the planetary 440.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure.
no harm. I mean, it was all in jest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alec is our patented logging loving human. We have many logging
I would-
humans, but
I would put more qualifiers on that because I also love logging. He is the geared engine sinner.
it is amazing to me that Alec is working on what they are working on rather than a climax at the moment. So
He keeps talking about it, and I keep having to hit him with the spray bottle.
I am just now learning how this is shaped, and it hurts my brain. Okay, so I've been working on the Valve crosshead. I said running gear, and people thought that would be interesting. Haha.
Oh, hold on. I think
Awesome chat for
stream
the rest
just
of you.
died.
It died. It's dead. He's already dead. It doesn't say it's dead on my end.
No, it's good on my end, so I don't know what
Yeah.
everyone's...
So, look at this. So we have the radius rod with, oh my god. Yeah, the clearance.
Wait.
All the clearance. But we have the radius rod, we have the combination lever that goes down the Union Link, and then the valve crosshead. I had no clue. Add this to the list. Somebody write this down. Spoilers, we're going to be doing an episode of everything that I've learned from developing the game about trains, and we're adding this to it. I had no clue that the valve crosshead on the 37 was U-shaped. Like the actual crosshead member.
Oh, so you could
It
bolt
makes-
the
it makes
actual-
sense.
So
It
you
makes
could
sense
bolt
that it
the
is.
Union Link into it. Okay.
Yeah, because then combination lever, and then radius rod there. Like, it makes sense. Geometrically, you should know that. But that's not something you fucking think about.
It's not
even
something
when
you
you're
process
oiling it or
well.
whatever. You just like, oh, look at all this shit. There it is.
It's like a Matryoshka doll of...
It actually kind of reminds me of the crosshead guys on Inyo. Or the crosshead shape.
I'm not
'Cause,
surprised.
Yeah, it's got to fit the whole small end of the main rod in the middle of it.
Right. So it's genuinely not surprising that it is the way that it is, but in my head I'm just like, well, that's weird. Like that's weird to me. But that's the way it is, and you find that sort of stuff all the time doing these modeling things, and it's always interesting. So it's got a little hoopty in the middle, and it's got a little fucking obnoxious radius, because of course it does.
Oh, we've got more top chats. Jed Brown. As far as Factorio goes, Palpatine says do it.
I've told myself I won't play that game until we release our game. And that's for everyone's benefit.
Wait, what game?
That is
Factorio. It's addicting. It's an awesome game. I've played it for some amount of hours. I don't know. How many hours? Shall we find out, viewers? Factorio.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm
354.4 hours.
That's not that bad.
That's not near as bad as
That's not
my
that bad.
3,209.1 in Team Fortress 2. But, you know. Factorio, significant time sink. It's super fun and it's very addicting. And honestly, actually, 3D modeling in Blender kind of serves the same lizard brain scratch of like, ooh, I'm solving the
You're
next
doing small
thing.
tasks that create
That
a
contribute to a
large, elaborate
larger one.
contraption, yeah.
Yes, over and over. Like it honestly gets that a good bit. But yeah, I don't need to play that game until we get ours figured out. So
Corey Gibson with another $2. Factorio with Khan.
we did already. There's a couple episodes of it on the YouTube. Go look in the back catalog, dude. Give me some of those I made that content 2 years ago dollars. Yeah. We did Factorio, we did Railroads Online, we did all sorts of... We did Void we did like 3 or 4 episodes of Void
I was gonna say,
Train,
y'all
which
did
is
Void Train for a
boring
couple
as
episodes?
fuck.
I was gonna say that game did not look good.
Unfortunately, apparently it's better now, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference. So, chest love, yay, Alec. Anyway,
Chest
Hi, Alec.
levy.
Chest levy.
chest levy.
Lumbago. Where stream died for a second and then came back. T12 Productions, Brakeman for 31 months. Will we be able to put an oil light on the K37?
That's a interesting question.
I don't know why you'd want to.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want
Okay.
to either.
Okay. No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the fake box headlight that the 28's got on it. It's gonna be an electric headlight, but it's gonna be an electric box.
I counter that with acetylene. Just for the maximum fuckery.
Yeah, but except these things showed up with electric, didn't they?
They did.
They showed up with electric, yeah. They were firmly built with electric headlights. That's not a question. A guy
that's
called
a stupid
Odin.
question for me to have asked.
A guy called Odin, engineer for 13 months. Baker's dozen in months. Apollo, do not
Good kitty.
get off.
Good kitty.
Get off my keyboard. Meow.
Right, meow.
Iron Train 1136 with $5. 827 hours in Factorio for me. Closest thing to legal drugs.
Pretty much, dude. I get it.
Jed Brown with $2. I already watched those, Mark. Do it again.
See? Those who've watched it. Yeah, I know. The astute fans of the channel will always watch all the things, and it's always challenging to provide more, but...
Meow.
Do I have a kitty bunny? I don't.
Has someone gotten T12's question about the oil
Yes, I
light
did.
on the 37? Okay, yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's where we were kind of like, well, we could do the full fucky and do acetylene, or, I mean, they were delivered with electric.
yeah, it's the sort of
Box
thing where
electric
like
that they did as a movie prop.
the main things that dictate what headlights go on what is size of the shelf and what kind of headlight equipment is provided. You would have to go through and make like a version of. Well, I mean, I guess you could do like the thing where it's implied to be an electrified retrofit of a box light. So, like, I'd say you could probably fit a star 16-inch box light on this based on the platform sizes, but like, if you do that, I'm going to kind of judge you internally a little bit. But
We will argue about these things, you know.
yeah.
I'm
Let go of my fucking arm!
good kitty.
Stay clamped on the arm. Do not let go.
Hold that boy down.
I must not let go. Letting go is the mind killer.
Never let go, Jack.
Letting go is the little death that brings total destruction.
I kind of need
Alright,
to model.
continuing. Oh,
Kind of need to model the combination lever next, and I'm not thrilled by that prospect.
ow. Continuing with top chats. Co-founder NERU, $4.99. Your past Red Dead 2 content was great, especially when you found the cog railroad with the smushed hopper car.
It was very entertaining. Yes.
Jordan Freeman, $1.99. Good Apollo.
Good kitty. What is PLN?
It's the Polish currency that I don't know how to pronounce because the L has the weird slash through it.
Oh. Polish is the whole time. Yeah. Thank you, Kizzy2273.
Thank you for 10 Polish
Whatever
your
they are.
currency units. Zloty? I have no clue whether that's pronounced correctly. but we will continue. Corey Gibson with $2 could do Factorio streams.
What time? I appreciate the idea. It doesn't make sense.
Jed Brown 824 with $5. My ADHD brain needs more of the hyperfixation. I've resorted to rewatching Railroader videos as a last resort. In all seriousness, thanks for it all.
Of course. Glad you enjoy it all. But yeah, I'll get it. We only have so much ability to do so many things.
Yeah, the age-old request of like, please do not put us in a situation is still stalwart. It's like we are all already so stretched for time as it is. Which, like, if we were going to resume a stream that, or like a series that has been put on the back burner, like there's already
Railroad
several-
Tycoon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it is the new
You gotta
year.
get Leighton on for the USRA one.
I have been telling viewers who comment on those still, because people still have been commenting on them. I have been telling them, hey, not during peak season, because YouTube is the way it is. So actually, yeah, no, we will be getting back to Railroad Tycoon 3 in February.
I
It's the best
want
train
that
game of all
series
time.
to come back. It is.
So be ready for
Until
that.
we release. But everyone in the
that-
meantime
that was
should go
a-
play
a-
Railroad Tycoon 3.
That was a normal difficulty playthrough, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
Which means that we could do it again with hard if you ever want to go through one more time.
Which, I mean, it would be for the nerds, but that series is already kind of for the nerds, which
Gotcha.
that's its own little thing.
Yeah. I just realized, can you pull up the crosshead guides real quick for the Valve?
Ow, fuck.
Yeah, what?
I
God.
realized that the limited dissolve might have undone something that you'd actually want there.
It did a little dumb right there, yeah. Totally good, yeah, because that made some strange shapes that are doing a smooth shade weird.
But you could probably just do that as a mark sharp and it'll fix it.
It's got it now.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, stream took a while to catch up.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get the combination lever put in, and then I
Ow,
think we're
fuck.
done while Zeus gets stabbed by his cat again.
Zeus gets stabbed by...
Goose gets stabbed by his cat.
I was gonna say, Zeus is your kitty.
Zeus is somewhere. I don't know where he is. He's probably upstairs with Mama. Hi, Mama, if you're... What I told it'll only be like
Yeah,
an
to
hour
kind of
and
close
some
out the
change.
RT3 bit, I recommend everyone goes and plays that in the meantime. It's an incredible game.
There's a reason
And-
we're like sitting in the board bunker, like talking about how do we want to design this game. Our first thought is how did RT3 do it?
I was
And then
gonna
we
say,
extrapolate
go
from
watch the devlog that Mark and Tom did, where they played RT3 and
the
talked
Railroad
about how it
Tycoon 3
influenced us.
retrospective, which I think is our least watched video, is the most pivotal video in terms of our thought and
Understanding
design.
our...
That is not a sexy, fun, oh, look at how cool YouTube, oh my god, they're doing it. I understand why people didn't watch it, but if
it's
you're
not a
nerd
new
and-
locomotive. It's not a big exciting. But
if you want to learn our thoughts on these things, go watch that. You have a question that you thought we'd answer in one of these streams, go watch that fucking video. I mean, that video will tell you almost exactly what the experience of the game's going to be at the end of the day. Tied in with, the rest of the content, of course. But...
Continuing with top chats, Corey Gibson with $5. Dang it, I'm deliberately trying to be a bad influence. Be influenced.
You do not have that power upon me, good sir.
You have no power.
God damn it.
My brain cell.
You have no power. Yeah, what they said.
Lord
I think it was
Boros.
one of the best railroader thumbs you did have is when everyone just went
Yeah.
AWOL with Dispatch.
That was
It's just
it
corrupted
was
Theoden with the green stripe hat.
it was very funny.
I think Lord of the Rings might have nailed me my recent interview.
Oh really?
So, like,
I'd like to hear more about that. By the way, it doesn't have to be on stream.
Off stream, yeah.
But yeah, generally, yeah.
Generally, I have my necklaces, the Evan Star and the One Ring, and the manager that was interviewing me commented how she was also a big Lord of the Rings fan and was like, the good people.
You gotta like that. I mean, honestly, I remember when I hired on at BNSF, the hiring...
Fuck.
Good kitty. The hiring manager that I sat there chatting with him for like 20 minutes before the interview because I was the first interview after lunch, which, spoilers, is a great way to get your shit figured out. But he was like, oh, what'd you do? Like, what's your thing? Blah, 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 all the stuff. And we both realized that we were big marching band nerds. I wouldn't say, he was a big marching band nerd. I'm a music nerd. I also participated in marching band. I wouldn't say I was a marching band nerd, because that's not quite true. But anyway, I'd done the thing. I'd been there. I'd been in those spaces and whatever. And so we sat there talking about music for, hours. Well, not hours, but 30 minutes or whatever it was. And that, yeah, I basically probably got that job because of that thing. And yeah, you never know when those sorts of little things are going to help you out. So.
Yeah. Continuing top chats. A pair of $1.99. One's from Jordan Freeman, kind of the same thought. I'm glad I suggested the RT3 series.
I do recall that being a Jordan Freeman suggestion, and I mean, at the same time, my friends told me like, hey, you need a vacation series. I think it was specifically you, Tom, that was like, you need something that is just fun that you can do for the YouTube, that is just fun that you enjoy actually. And I think ultimately that's what it was. Of course, I hear things from many places and it's hard to credit one single source with stuff. So I'm certain that you said it as well, Jordan.
Yeah, it's just literally like people will respond better to content where you are clearly enjoying yourself and not content where you feel obligated to do it.
Exactly.
Like people aren't necessarily looking for specific things. They're looking for, is this an enjoyable watch?
Right.
Brett. Hello.
Hello.
You're still at this?
Have you seen... Yeah, I am. Have you seen how stupid this shit is?
I don't know what shit you're looking at, but...
Crosshead?
Valve Crosshead. Have you ever realized that it is the way that it is?
I guess? What pray tell do you mean?
It's odd that it's a U shape and it has the weird steps in it.
I noticed that the step is offset. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. U shape, I mean, makes sense mechanically, but I didn't realize was a thing till staring at pictures. I told myself I was gonna get the combination lever done and then be finished with it.
Oh, by offset you mean like the actual rod portion of its offset to one side?
Also,
that would be to clear the crosshead. So.
Yeah.
Well, the crosshead below it. There's. Do they call it a crosshead if it's for the valve stem? Or
yeah, this is the valve crosshead, and then this is the crosshead.
One last top chat for now. Jed Brown with $5. Sorry if I came across as pushy. I've loved your channel since finding it late last year and have a hard time properly expressing my enthusiasm.
Hey, no worries.
Welcome to being
Hi.
neurodivergent.
We are all neurodivergent over here.
We all float down here, Georgie.
We all
We may not
live in a yellow submarine.
submarine.
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
So-
We may not all be tested, but we're definitely peer reviewed.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Uh-huh. And my doctor was like, you didn't have drugs for this when you were younger? Like, you didn't get medicated as a child? And I was like, nope.
And Mark went, no!
No! Exactly. Precisely like that. And then they were like, why are you imitating a bird? And I went... And then all of a
I
sudden...
want
was
my
prescribed-
You
boat.
just started screeching and flapping your wings and hope that they'd go away.
Pretty much. You know, so... You're all good, Jed. No worries. You were not pushy. It's very rare that folks on live streams say things that are not vibed with to some extent. So don't worry about it. It's not a challenge for the rest of you fucks.
I was gonna say, you fucks better not take that as a challenge.
I want Jersey's fridge.
All right.
You can't have the fridge. You can't handle the fridge.
You can't have her!
We will start the bidding at 1 New Haven, everyone.
Oh, come on. I said we were stopping that joke.
Okay. We will start the bidding at
1 Penn
2 New
Central.
Havens.
one Penn Central.
Yeah, the whole railroad.
The entire Penn Central.
It's actually
Right.
worth less than the fridge.
From NG or Weird giving $2 Australian dues says the kitty tax needs paying, else there be blood.
I don't know where the kitties are. I will have to go grab one.
I
Kitties
was
are
gonna say,
elsewhere.
my kitty is right here, but I don't know about putting...
You don't want to dox
How-
your cat.
I've doxed him before. I just don't know if he'll cooperate.
Well, you know.
He's already being spicy.
I remember
Link
that
kitty's a
the
little
combination levers are directional because I remember them being put on backwards and causing a problem on a certain K at a certain railroad. So
Yeah.
we'll just,
Why are
I
you
remember a certain
being
K on a certain
spicy
road
little
arriving with the
creamsicle?
combination levers on backwards, and it sounded like crap.
Yeah, damnedest thing.
Damnedest thing.
I might be able to have a cooperative creamsicle here.
A cooperative creamsicle. Allegedly. Let's see if I can pull up your Discord.
I'm sorry, sir,
Discord be
but
Discord.
he is in fact orange.
All right, hang on. Here we go. Ah! There he is.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Now,
Look at how orange that boy
He's
is.
not happy.
He's
He does
being
not
held
look
up.
thrilled.
I will go
Okay.
find one of my children. I'll be right back. Entertain the folks while I go find one of my children.
lightning round. Okay.
Lightning round.
Jersey's
Hello,
lightning round. Why
baby.
not?
Hello, my honey.
Here we go.
Hello, my ragtime gal.
Hello,
All right,
my
I will
baby.
answer
Hello,
questions
my
about
honey.
everything. I will answer any question. I don't guarantee that I'll get it right, but I will answer it.
What's the
It-
meaning
it-
of life, the universe, and everything?
42.
42.
It is, however,
Got that
legal
one
to
right.
say there's a secret meeting under the Brooklyn Bridge at 4 a.m. and the password is 6 Semper Tyrannis.
Super Tyrannus. Let's see. What is it? What is chat saying?
Thoughts on the Mastodon wheel
Mastodon
arrangement?
wheel arrangement.
Largely
Incredible.
unnecessary when the 280 exists.
Well,
Well, but I like
Hey,
them. C&J had
I
good
like
flavor
I do think they're
Camelbacks.
cool. I also just think they're largely redundant.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Hold on. Here comes the questions for me. Jersey, when's your next stream going to be? Sometime this week, hopefully. I don't know what I'll be streaming because I'm kind of sick and tired of looking at Railroader. Jersey, what is the best thing? I know what my definition
Costco
of the
chicken
best
Answer
bake.
thing is.
carefully.
Costco chicken bake.
See, if I say what the best thing is, in my opinion, the other, 5 people in this call will kill me. Like, DED, kill me.
smooth
see.
off.
Say it.
Yeah,
Let's weigh your heart against the
smooth.
feather.
Yeah. Weigh
You
your
really
heart
need to
against
ask
the
me,
feather.
what is my username on every platform? What number is in my
Oh,
email?
you like
What
you like
every-
you like the blue comet.
There's a
Yeah.
Paul Mox
Why would we
quote for
kill you
you
for that? The blue comet's a good looking train. Next question.
I don't know, because there's a bunch of Grand Foamers and an SP Foamer in the call.
Brett, I want to know what the Paul quote is for this if you would DM me.
Let's see,
Yeah,
hold
sure.
on. What's 9 plus 10? 21.
Because Paul has bangers. He
Jersey,
doesn't
thoughts on
say
the
things
Monon?
often, but
So
Monon's got
the
some cool
Monon is weird because they're a class 1 railroad that existed that was never ever dual tracked for the entire length of their main line. Which is like nuts. They did the whole thing with semaphores and passing sidings. It was great.
I like the way their equipment looks. That's usually
yeah, they also
the most
had
I engage with a lot of railroads.
Really,
so.
they had a really baller diesel paint scheme. Jersey, what is the deal with the fridge jokes? I don't know. What would the tolerance on the main rod of EBT number 12 be? Beats me, man. What is the least useful wheel arrangement? I think objectively the
020.
most useful. No. It would be 410 because goob. That's it. That's point blank goob.
Dusty's friend Jimmy from the COG says, as a CNS guy, I'm obligated to decide against the grand guys in any conversation. I am also a CNS person when it comes to Colorado stuff, so I stand with you, brother.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Jimmy, Falcon, come on.
I am honestly, I love the CNS. I love the South Park.
There's a
Fucking
Hades.
SP.
Fat critter.
Aw, kitty.
Even though Colorado Northwestern is neat, like there's a lot of cool railroads in Colorado, and
there are.
I love all of them equally. Florence and Cripple Creek,
Let's see.
Crystal River.
See, I
the
know
Argentine Central is cool.
I knew this one would be amenable to being scooped and stolen and taken downstairs. The other one would be more annoyed.
Why are you asking me about another Railroader episode? That's not up to me. Unless you're talking about my channel, in which case I would like to never touch that game for a good long bit, because it makes me mad.
Oh, he's burying his face.
Oh, he does the tuck. It's very cute.
He's.
That's an adorable,
His nose is
adorable
cold.
creature.
Adorable 16-pound creature, yes.
Bucko15 says Jersey, the C&J is the worst railroad. I will counter that and say the worst railroad in America is the Bradford and Foster Brook, which ordered a steam monorail from Baldwin in 1881, ran it on 3 trips, and then on the 4th trip it flipped over and died.
There is a correct answer to the worst railroad that has ever existed, and it's the Iron Range in Huron Bay.
I shall be
railroad-
most esoteric.
No. The Iron Range in Huron Bay was a railroad that was built way over, like, quadruple the initial budget, bought 2 480s, and couldn't even complete a test run when the engine derailed, and that was the last train they ever ran.
Jersey,
Yep.
it's because Huron Bay is similar to Harambe.
That's true. That damn ape. That damn gorilla.
That sounded charged. I don't know if we can say that.
Whoa. No, you took that out of context.
It all started when they shot the monkey, everyone.
It did.
Steam Power KR6UI says, ever looked at a new game coming out called Train Goes Right? Posted it and the content suggestions.
Oh, I played that yesterday. It's kind of janky and kind of, oh my god, what the hell.
I will counter that with, has anyone here seen previews and devlog and early build stuff of a train puzzle game called Train Misconductor?
I've been seeing
it looks
that.
very Locomotion and like Lionel Traintown-esque, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And it uses like a style of like, its equipment is all freelanced in a like retro future Livio Dante Porta kind of way, where like it'll still have like cross compound air compressor, but it'll have like a bunch of future greeblies on it, and like it'll have correct valve gear and all that, and like Lempor stuff and all the Porta things, and
Porta,
works off of
take a
like
shot.
works off of like Porta concepts, but like turns it into just like future space alien railroad stuff. It's kind of neat. And it started as like an Inglenook puzzle kind of thing and grew into like a fully fledged, like, imagine Lionel Traintown with dual gauge.
Cool. That sounds.
and like a narrow gauge, like Porta Mallet, and then a broad gauge Skyline cased Garrett.
I'm looking at that on their Steam page now. That fucks immensely.
Okay. Well, we've just activated all of the Australian viewers. Certainly. Hey, man, I did not hear one, whatever that instrument's called.
Didgeridoo?
Didgeridoo, yes. When I was in Australia. And I only saw one spider. Honestly, it was oversold.
Spider.
It's kind of sad. Well, only one spider.
You only
Fucking
saw
spider,
one.
mate.
Usually, if you see the second spider, you're already dead.
Yeah.
That must have been it.
The second spider can already see you. Bruce.
Yeah. Gotcha,
Hi,
Bruce.
Bruce.
Second spider shows up and says, "Oh my god, motion dive."
There's been a second spider.
Garrett Gang!
What?
The Garrett Gang is.
Oh,
in
Garrett
chat.
Gang is representing.
Yeah.
God.
People keep asking for those for Century Steam, and our answer is
No.
please understand, but it is a staunch no.
I am disinclined to acquiesce.
To acquiesce
that
to your request.
Yeah.
There
when we
was,
tell you
I-
to, when sorry.
There was, I think, one for South America, and so it already being south of Panama means it's out of scope, and we don't have drawings for it, and
Thank you.
also, why? Like, there was, I think, one
Look, man.
made, and my tab just crashed. Hooray.
I'm gonna tell you to
Big
get
Garrett
bent
didn't
in a
like me
normal
saying
way. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you to
Big
get
Garrett.
bent in a normal way, and by that way I mean by the way of Anatole Mallet. All right.
What if the Garrett just did that?
What if it? Shut up.
What if it,
Shut
what
up.
if it-
Man. Shut up.
What if its frame
Shut
just
up.
did that?
You bum. Shut up.
Huh.
Huh.
Did Hillcrest
Look,
play
Again,
Station?
nothing against Garrett's conceptually. Like, they are neat, they are cool. They're just very regionally inappropriate for what we're after.
Hi, we had the space to put this fucking lard ass over the 3-foot gauge. We didn't need a Garrett, because we could make this. Sorry.
Yeah, Garrett's exist in a land where anything
Use
over a
more
40-pound rail was not available at the time. I'm sure they had a heavier pound rail and still needed them, but it's the other thing is, like, 3-foot narrow gauge probably has like as much or more loading gauge clearance than Cape gauge had, if I had to guess.
The Grand's...
So you just put
the-
bigger cylinders
the-
on it, and the axle
I
weight
was
will
gonna
suffer.
say,
The
the Grand's
Grand's
loading
loading
gauge.
gauge is larger than the Southern Pacific's. This is wider than the 4449. This is wider than the 4294. This is wider than anything that ran into Philly on the Penzi. I don't know what else you want. It's
up
quite
at hips.
large.
Hey!
Wait, hold on. What's the total width of this thing?
10'7" at the front tender steps, which are...
That is wider than everything on the Pensy.
Oh, okay, good.
Well,
Which-
Pensy's probably like plate B or plate C for like
No.
ARA loading gauge stuff, which is really small.
Those steps are...
They're from 36s.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's
No, it's
their placeholder.
As you can tell, the tender is extremely temp. We'll get there.
I was gonna say,
as we said,
Dimensionally, it should be correct, but
we're starting
Right
at the front
tongue.
and working our way back. And hey, look at this combination lever. We've made most of Anrod and a valve crosshead, which will be, I think,
Wow.
probably where we're gonna leave it for tonight, because there's some more things that I'm gonna need to study that make no sense to do on stream. So, anything else? Do we have any more top chats that we need to get?
I think we skipped a couple. There was the lightning round. Corey asked if Brett's fridge is better than Jersey's for $5.
Assuredly, yeah.
Assuredly, yes.
someone get a meal person 98.
I don't think we got EMJ. Brakeman for 28 months is Zeus licking glass.
That is
Who knows?
a very good friend of mine, Eric, who I saw in Durango last week and at dinner the other night. That's Molly's Eric, Brett. If that clues
Yes.
it in. Anyway. I'll probably hear about it later that he is Molly's Eric, but anyways. No, Zeus is not licking glass. He just doesn't desire to be carried a long distance against his will.
I don't
Whereas-
like to be manhandled.
Hades is much more willing to be manhandled than Zeus is. So
Jordan Freeman for $1.99. We need the 3/4 idiots to act out the dead parrot sketch.
that would be fun.
Does Leighton get to be the dead parrot?
I was gonna say Leighton's the dead parrot.
That would be entertaining, other than the fact that him in the suit as the salesman is the gig. So
Yeah, that's true.
could we get?
And I don't think we could fit Brett in a cage.
Could we get Jeff and Ashley to okay Teddy being the dead parrot?
Oh
Because that would be
No.
adorable and funny as fuck.
no.
No.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe we have Dusty as the dead parrot. Could be funny. Or maybe I'm the dead parrot and you guys just do the rest of it and I'm the bird. Because I am the Birdman. But anyway. Steam Power.
Daddy's sleeping.
Ever looked at a train goes right? Posted in content suggestions to take a
I
look.
think these are the ones. This
Right.
one we got.
ML Person 98,
Um,
Engineer 37 months. Finally a stream while I'm awake. It's 5 a.m. You got work in 3.5 hours. Got an 8,500 ton train waiting for me. Europe's heaviest trains and pulled from most powerful locomotives in the world. I believe it. You guys' electric stuff is fucking kick-ass over there. That's awesome.
Hold on. So Dusty's texting me. First he said "wide girl" in reference to 491, and then he said, "Wow, dead parrot is all I am to you people."
Yeah, yes, Dust. That's it. That's all we value for is being a dead bird, of course. Come on, dude. We love our Dusty. It would be
We
funny
love
if he was the dead bird, though. That'd be funny. Anyway. Last one, Napford
He would
Master,
have a really funny
98.
face for it.
Doubled fairly, I double dare you. I double say no. Anyways, and that's going to be the end of the
No.
stream. So, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you all next time.